Tonight is the final step of the 1984 preseason of play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they play host to the Miami Dolphins. Miami 3-0 in the preseason, trying to go unbeaten since 1981. On the other hand, Tampa Bay trying to keep a string alive of winning 10 straight home preseason games. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender along with the coach Hank Stram. And Coach John McKay has called this game a full dress rehearsal.
It will be for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to play their top people for about a half. I don't think we'll see much more of that, more of the top group after the first half, but it'll be a great opportunity for them to express their skill and ability as a unit and get ready for the season next week against the Chicago Bears.
Everyone anxious to see Dan Marino. This will be his first appearance in preseason play for Miami.
You know, you always have to be very skeptical anytime a quarterback hurts a finger, especially on his passing hand, like he has. And in the starting game, the last game of the preseason, the week before the regular season, you just hope that he doesn't aggravate the injury and create a problem for the next week. So I'm sure that talking to Don Shula, there's a lot of apprehension on their part with the hope and expectation that he's going to be well and hearty and do a good job.
Okay, Coach, this is the 5th time these two clubs have met in preseason. Miami has won the previous 4 games. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. Kick for the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins coming in here unbeaten 3-0. This is the first time these two clubs have met in the preseason since 1979. Michael Morton goes back along with James Owens for the Buccaneers. These two clubs have met twice in the regular season of play, and they have split. Arnchaman hit this one very well. Back deep is Owens, and he'll not bring it up. And from the 20-yard line, Tampa Bay will set it up. As we said at the top of this broadcast, John McKay has called this a full dress rehearsal. And he has his starting core in there. Noah Jackson and Sanders. Wilson, the first action he's seen in the preseason. Sean Farrell playing very well. Kelly Thomas, the second-year man from USC. Thompson, who did not play last week against Atlanta at quarterback. Adger Armstrong. Carver will move to the tailback spot. Carter along with House and Jimmy Giles, the tight end. From the 20-yard line, Jack Thompson sends Adger Armstrong in motion, and here comes Carver. Carver for 2, maybe 3 yards. And, Hank, it was encouraging to see Carver come back with that ankle injury and play effectively last week.
Yeah, the coaches had to feel very good about the way he played last week after missing the early part of the season, I should say. He came back and I thought ran extremely well.
This Miami defense is an excellent defense. Up front, they have 2 All-Pros and Betters and Baumhauer. Their problems at linebacker. They have some injuries. A.J. Dewey is out of there. Brzezinski is back. Brophy is the rookie from Miami of Florida. McNeil is back after missing last year. The 2 brothers Blackwood at the safety spots. 2nd down and 7. Thompson goes to Carver again. And Carver's across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And Jay Brophy, the man we just mentioned, the 2nd-round draft pick out of the national championship team, Miami of Florida.
You know, the funny thing about it, it isn't funny to Don Shula and the Miami Dolphins, but Jackie Shipp has really not come along nearly as well as they thought that he would. He plays the run very well, but is right at this particular time, seems like he has tunnel vision, is able to concentrate on the player in front of him, but does not react very well to pass coverage.
There were 2 linebackers from Oklahoma that were drafted this year, one for Atlanta, and you just mentioned Chip, and neither one have played that well in the preseason. Here goes Carver again, and on 3rd down and 2, just nothing. Bob Brzezinski, number 59, was there along with Bocamper, and Tampa Bay's going to have to kick the football.
Brzezinski was blitzing on the play on a short yardage situation and got good penetration and made the play along with Bocamper, number 58.
Hank, this guy is going to kick. Frank Garcia was nothing short of sensational last week. A 50.4 average against the Atlanta Falcons. And he returned a punch, you might recall, 24 yards. We may have jinxed him because that kick way short. And coming up with it was Blackwood, Glenn Blackwood. That was only a 30-yard kick.
I like the way you say we might have jinxed him. I didn't say anything at all about the way it was kicked.
Find out who your friends are. The Dolphins miss the guy up front. Bob Kuchenberg is out for the year, so Roy Foster will be starting at that guard spot. He's out of USC. Stevenson, the standard by which centers are judged. There's Marino. He has not taken a snap in preseason. Nathan, Franklin, Moore, Duper, and Joe Rode. First down, the ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Play action fake, and Marino overthrows Nate Moore, and I would guess, Hank, that Marino's going to be a little rusty for a while.
Well, what happened that time, he just hurt himself. There was a play action fake inside, and before he got his feet ready, he delivered the ball, threw it too soon. Anytime you throw it too soon, it's going to go right over the top. It sailed and went right over the top of the intended receiver.
He won the AFC passing title, the AFC Rookie of the Year. What he did is he fractured the index finger of his passing hand, and he has on that hand still a fiberglass cast. It's cut away. They've tried to keep it to a minimum. Second down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Marino on target to Nate Moore, and Jeremiah Castile is over there. Castile, who Coach John McKay has said made more improvement in 1 year than any player he's seen.
This is called a square out pattern. It's a three-step drop, and he throws to the outside, and it's a very difficult play for a defensive back to be able to cover, especially if the ball is thrown at the numbers and in front of the receiver. Jeremiah Castile did a good job considering the fact that the ball was thrown so well.
Matt Moore picked up 4 yards on that play. It'll be third down and 6. Marino this time from the spread will take the snap from Stevenson. Pressure is put on. He delivers it, and there immediately was Hugh Green. Excellent reaction by the All-Pro. There is, however, a penalty flag. Green did not play last week because of a foot infection. It's holding against Miami. It's going to be a fourth down if they refuse a penalty, and that's what you love to see play in the open field is Hugh Green. He is excellent out there.
They'll decline the penalty and force Miami to kick.
That was Dwight Stevenson who was guilty of holding. But Hugh Green, who can run, and you saw it on that play, covered it beautifully.
And you talk about a great center. Dwight Stevenson, number 57, I think is probably the best center in the National Football League. He's something very, very special.
Theo Bell goes back along with John Holt for the Buccaneers. Reggie Roby, who last year was 4th in the National Football League in punting, the former Iowa All-American, to kick it.
Look how high he kicks the ball and how high it is when he makes contact.
And the ball is inside the 10 to the 6. Reggie Roby, one of the fine punters in the history of NCAA competition, that time with a 45-yard punt. And so Tampa Bay will not have good field position. No score from Tampa Stadium. These two clubs to make their final cut down by Monday at noon. They'll have to be down to 49 as Jack Thompson now brings the Buccaneers to the 6.
Good place to pump one up and try to get one deep.
That 45-yard kick by Reggie Roby backed him deep. Here comes Carver, and Carver runs into a log jam. A lot of Dolphins in his path. This Miami Dolphin defense last year had some problems against the run. They've changed defensive coordinators. Bill Arnsparger now is down in your own country, LSU.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Chuck Studley has taken over, and what they have tried to do, Hank, I guess, is attack a little more on defense.
Well, I talked to Don Shula today, and he was very, very impressed with Chuck Studley. He said he's really doing an excellent job, and I think they're going to be a little bit more aggressive, and they'll probably do a few more things defensively, a little bit more like the San Francisco 49ers.
Second down and 9. Armstrong in motion. Carver follows his direction, has a block. He's out to the 13-yard line. It looked like he had more. Armstrong threw a big block, and then Lyle Blackwood appeared almost out of nowhere to stop what would have been a long run.
That was a counter play. Look, he takes a step to his left, and then the left guard pulls along with the right tackle. He jumps to the outside, and look at the hit Blackwood 42 makes. Boy, you talk about a good, solid sock. He really made great contact on the play.
They call the Blackwood brothers the Bruise brothers. One of them played at TCU, the other Texas. Carter has come out of the ball game. Kevin House replaces him. What we have is a third down and 3. Carver and Armstrong in the backfield. Carver scored a touchdown last week against the Falcons from 5 yards out. Thompson to throw. It'll be Carver. Nice catch by Carver, and he's going to be close to the first down. Brzezinski with a fine open field tackle. That was a good catch by Carver.
It really was a good catch. That kind of a ball, you like to throw a little bit higher to the back so he can catch it in stride and not have to break stride by going low. He had to reach for that one a little below the belt, and as a result, it took away the timing of the play, but in spite of that, he still made the necessary yardage for the first down. It is really a good catch by Carver.
And it is a first down. Carver, you might recall, finished the year as the starting tailback for Tampa Bay last year. Started the last 5 games. Did not play until last week because of that ankle injury. Armstrong has come out of the ball game. Only one set running back as Carter has come back in. Play action. Thompson going to run it. And he gets across the 20. They're going to mark the ball in the vicinity of the 22-yard line.
The influence of Chuck Studley is obvious. They're shifting a lot on defense. You didn't see it that time from different alignments. Away from the flow, and Jack Thompson decides to keep the football. Is knocked out of bounds again by Glenn Blackwood, number 42. Or Live Blackwood, that time 42.
It's easy to get them mixed up. You can see now they've won all 4 previous preseason games. The last meeting in '79. Second down and 4. Carver, the lone running back, behind Thompson. Allison Carter, the wideouts. A little delay to Carver. And Carver will not go very far. Good reaction by Brzezinski again. And also Glenn Blackwood, who was coming up. The Blackwood guys are all over the place right now.
I tell you, both of these teams are great defensive teams. They react, respond, and lead as well as anybody in the National Football League. They're really hard to run the ball against, especially sideways.
And Hugh Gray. Game Day Magazine on sale throughout Tampa Stadium.
And so now it brings up third down. And still 5 yards to go. 2 set running backs now. Armstrong has come back into the backfield along with Carver.
They got to throw the ball inside to where the coverage looks, Gary. Something inside to a tight end or a back.
You called it, and over the middle it goes. Intended for the tight end, Jimmy Giles. Pretty close to premature hit on the play, but good coverage.
The reason the middle is obviously open is because they double cover the outside people, and he's back in the pocket reading coverage and trying to throw inside with a back on a linebacker or maybe the 5th back, but the ball was thrown a little bit too high and falls incomplete.
So Garcia will come in and kick to this man, Vince Heflin. And Garcia this time is back in form. Oh, what a kick by Garcia. From the 27 is Heflin. And he'll bring it out to the 40-yard line. Vince Heflin out of Central State of Ohio. That was a 51-yard kick. Mark Whitty, one of the tight ends, second-year man from North Texas State, was down there to make the stop. He must have had some helium in that ball that Garcia kicked a while ago. 51 yards from the 40 is where they'll set it up. And Bull developed on that play. Andra Franklin was hit by Mark Cotney, who came blitzing up from his safety spot. And Danny Spradlin, the leading tackler for the Buccaneers in preseason, there along with him. Second down, 10 yards, almost 11 yards to go. What are you grinning about over there?
Some of that stuff is copyrighted, Gary. You can't
I've just learned that there's helium in the ball when you kick it like that. I've worked with you too long. I can see that right now. Beasley Reese has come back in, replacing Cotney. Marino to throw, and almost picked off Scott Brantley, who has 2 interceptions already. Almost had his 3rd. Boy, he has a nose for the ball.
There's another quick drop, and he tries to throw the ball in a slant pass between the linebacker and the defensive back. And Scott Brantley, number 52, really gets great depth and gets in front of the ball and almost comes up with the interception.
Mark Duper was the intended receiver. Now it's a 3rd down and 11. Marino last year threw only 6 interceptions to go with his 20 touchdown passes. Marino going to have to roll out of there. He's going to take off and slide to the 47-yard line. That was Cecil Johnson who arrived there. Johnson, who's playing with a great deal of motivation, playing very healthy and playing wherever they want him to play. And right now, it's the left outside linebacker. 4th down. Good defense. This first defensive unit in the last 2 games for Tampa Bay has allowed only 1 touchdown, 13 points.
Yeah, it's deceptive. You look at the score last week, and I know I went back to New Orleans after the game, and everybody wondered what happened. But people have to understand, the philosophy of preseason games and what you're trying to get done. But this is really an outstanding defensive team.
Here's Roby. That ball kind of dying up there, and a fair catch is called for by Theo Bell.
Fair catch by Theo Bell.
At the 21-yard line. That's where the Buccaneers will have it. That was not a typical Roby kick. It only went 32 yards. No score, buddy, Mr. Strand, that you were beating up the course with yesterday.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, had a good visit, and John feels good about his team.
Michael Morton now in the backfield from the 21-yard line. Tampa Bay has it. Thompson to throw. On target, Kevin House. And House with his 7th catch of the preseason. William Judson, the cornerback, and Charles Bowser, 56, the linebacker, over to make the stop.
That play doesn't look like much. It's a hitch pattern in front of the defensive back, but it's good. You know, you have to run it about 5 or 6 yards deep, but you come up with a catch and come up with 2nd and 4, and you're in good position. And it's a nuisance thing against the defense, and plus the fact that it sets up the opportunity to get something deep.
Morton still in the backfield. Number 1 will bring it out to the 29-yard line. Morton, the leading ground gainer in the preseason, coming in here with 194 yards. Jay Brophy up again to make the stop for the Miami Dolphins. Morton has had a very, very solid preseason. Remember the 106-yard game he had against Houston, which is a Tampa Bay preseason record. He comes out. Owens replaces, and Andrew Armstrong is in.
Lynn Blackwood that time. Boy, did he come up fast to force to play. Some kind of a pitch and an option pass would be very effective. Of course, they probably got interested in doing something like that in preseason.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. Armstrong, and he's not going to get it. Guess who was there again? Glenn Blackwood.
Boy, he is murdered.
Looks like he's a little shaken up, too. Took a pretty good pop. Hank, can you ever remember 2 brothers playing in the secondary of the National Football League?
In the National Football League, no. We had some in Gary, Indiana, but we're not in the National Football League.
Gary in the NFL? I don't remember. Anyway,
one of the great resort cities in the world.
Okay.
We had the Matarazz brothers. Joe
really?
and Bill Matarazz.
What position did they play?
Safeties.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, Garcia, you saw what he did the first time, a 30-yarder, last time a 51-yarder. And we might expect something in between. Heflin goes back. Good snap from Kaplan, who's doing all the snapping. Another beautiful kick. Very, very high. And his old man runs into him. That was one of the Blackwoods that bounced off of Heflin after a 48-yard kick, and they're fortunate they didn't cough the ball up. James Owens was also down there forcing the issue.
Well, the hang time that time was 4-7.
That's excellent. 6.5 minutes to go in this first quarter, the final preseason game. Chicago next week for Tampa Bay, and Miami opens up against Washington. Andra Franklin, their bruising fullback. That's across the 25. Marino, straight ahead football to Franklin. The Nebraska standout across the 30. And Leroy Selman is there. Talked to Leroy. He said it was kind of sideline last week when Atlanta was down the field.
He didn't have to sweat too much, though, did he?
Nope, that's right. Still gets paid, right?
Ed Newman that time, the right guard of the Miami Dolphins, was pulling on the play. But again, the response of the Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense was outstanding. They responded, reacted very, very well.
Jim the number 11 in motion is coming to the ball game. Marino back, pressure on, and the catch is made by Jensen. This guy is a remarkable story. He can play wide receiver, tight end, quarterbacks. Yeah. Leroy Selman. Great year. He some havoc with that blocking up front. The loss brings up second down, 15 yards to go. In motion goes Woody Bennett, number 34. Gets some of that speed to the outside in the person of Duper. Duper can fly. He had over 1 in receiving last year, the first Dolphin ever to do that. And they've had some excellent receivers. John Holt knocked him out of bounds.
Here again, they fake inside to hold the linebackers. They run a fake trap and then throw back over here to Duper, 85. Green, number 53, comes over from the inside and doesn't get there quick enough. John Holt, number 21, finally makes a tackle and knocks him out of bounds.
Going to bring up third down, and still, that's going to be more than 4. It's closer to 5, maybe 6 yards. 4 front men up defensively now. Brad White is checked in. Marino throwing under pressure and almost intercepted. Coming up with it, the near miss was Mike Washington, who already has 1 interception in the preseason. Duper, the intended receiver.
He got him out of the pocket and tried to throw the ball right down the seam, but he was well covered, and Washington, number 40, almost made the interception and really should have made the interception.
There are 2 receivers in the same vicinity there. They had both Jensen and Duper around the ball. Anyway, Roby will come in.
One BB would have gotten both of them.
Roby on 4th down and a long 4 will kick it. This guy's a big man. He's 6'2". He weighs 245 pounds. Going for the corner. He did not hit it like he wanted to. Well, he did too. Here it bounces, and it's going to go to the 1. Looked like that ball didn't have a chance to get that far, and all of a sudden, it rolled down to the 1. Play, it did not turn out the way Miami wanted to. You take over and explain why it was a touchback.
Here he kicks it. It looked like it slipped off the side of his foot. And there you see it bouncing. We really don't see it. It's to the right of the camera here, but we don't get a good picture of it. But see what happens a lot of the times, you can get so greedy that you want the ball just inches away from the goal line. You wait too long and they wound up getting penetration in the end zone, and it comes out to the 20-yard line. You ought to be tickled to death to just down it inside the 5 anytime you get a chance.
What happened is his feet were in the end zone as he recovered the ball, and that automatically made it a touchdown. 41-yard kick, and Jack Thompson and his teammates have it at the 20-yard line. Carver straight ahead, had a hole that time. Fumble, the ball is loose. I don't think the officials spotted it. They're looking around. They may have blown the play dead. They were nonchalantly going over the ball, and now they're indicating that it was recovered. I don't believe the officials knew the ball was even fumbled.
They didn't. It was very obvious they did not know. Bumhauer that time, the man on the nose, was going to his right, was out of position. They both straight ahead.
First and 10 Dolphins.
Farrell ran across the ball carrier. The ball is popped loose there on the bottom of the pile, and a Miami Dolphin finally recovers the fumble.
They nonchalantly sorted it out, and Baumhauer was the guy that got it. And now Don Shula's team has the football at the 23-yard line. 15th year as head coach of the Dolphins.
And the way these two teams are playing defensively, why this is kind of a play that's going to maybe make the difference. Field position and turnover.
In motion goes Nat Moore. He almost misses the handoff. Franklin gets it, though. The timing a little bit mixed up there. Marino had to lean to get the ball, hand it off. David Logan, along with Scott Brantley, made the stop.
It looked like he went just a little bit too wide, and they had difficulty getting the ball. But there you see David Logan, number 76, coming in to make the play. And he finally gets help from the inside from Spradlin, number 55.
You see where Sports Illustrated rated David Logan the most underrated player in the NFL.
Yeah, he doesn't get nearly the credit he really deserves. He's really been a super player for this team. But you got Green and they got Selman, and they don't give him the attention that he deserves.
There's Tony Nathan. Nathan going 2 yards short of the first down to the 15. John Cannon, a very steady defensive end, number 78, and Spradlin was there again.
You know, the great thing about this Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense is that they're tough all over the field, but in this area of the field, they're just unbelievably outstanding.
Well, you might recall in that game against Cincinnati, there were 5 trips inside the 20, and they gave up only 2 field goals. That's exactly what they're going to hope to do here, is make them settle for 3. 3rd down and 2. Jensen is back in. He's in motion. Pitch to Nathan. Congestion, and he's not going to get it. Excellent reaction. Logan was there. Brantley was there. Also, Mark Cotney forced the play and jammed it up.
Can you believe the way Logan, number 76, look at, he's over in the right guard position in the gap, and he comes over to help make the play. A fantastic play along with Spradlin, number 55.
Excellent defense again. This Tampa Bay defensive first unit has been superb. Now to attempt this field goal is going to be, let's check it. It's going to be Uwe von Schaum. We had to see if Al Del Greco, where they have 2 kickers still in camp. Don Strock will hold, and this is going to be a 32-yard attempt. He's dead center. The first points of the game. Von Schaum, who is 3 of 5 in the preseason, hits his 4th. It's 3-0. Miami with the lead. 1 minute and 17 seconds to go in this first quarter. And as Hank Stram put it, that turnover, setting up in the field position, could be a big play the way these 2 defenses are playing.
Yeah, I think any time that you see this kind of a contest where both teams are playing so well defensively, it's going to be a taffy pull, and you just have to wait for one team to make a mistake, and the other one has to take advantage of it, and that's what happened on that particular occasion.
It was a taffy pull?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that drive, 8 yards only in 4 plays, and culminating in the field goal by this former Oklahoma standout. He's battling for his job, Al Del Greco, who kicks for Auburn last year and beats the Penn State, or I should say the Michigan team in the Sugar Bowl, has really pressed him. In good shape in that spot. Von Schaum will kick off again. Morton and Owens will go back deep. 3-0 our score. 1:17 to go in this first quarter. A bouncer, and Owens is going to have to watch that one go out of the back of the end zone. On the 20-yard line, the Buccaneers will set it up. Here's the scoring drive. 8 yards, 4 plays, and Von Schaum with the field goal. Hank, as you look at this final cutdown coming up, they got to look at a lot of offensive linemen. It looks like, well, what do they got? They got 13 men still in the offensive ranks.
Yeah, and again, it's still a preseason game. You want to get your first unit sharp, but you still have to look at some people because you got some big make this week.
Straight ahead football this time by Carver, and he is knocked backwards that time very effectively by Mark Brown, number 51 out of Purdue. Brown is their leading tackler in the preseason, and they are making some changes in the middle. We talked about Dewey being out of there. Brophy starting. Ship did last week. Mark Brown only a second-year man. They've been a team plagued with some real unfortunate circumstances. Larry Gordon, Chambers, Rusty Chambers, 2 linebackers of their life taken. And, of course, they lost their running back, David Overstreet, this summer.
And the amazing thing about it is somehow, some way, Shula keeps them together, and they continue to win.
He finds a way to win. Second down now, 8 yards to go. Thompson to throw. Pressure being put on by Beaucamper. Thompson showing some mobility. He's got the first down and slides out of bounds. Hank, what you like about that is he knew where to go for that first down.
What you really like about it is that he made a decision. He was very precise. So he came to the outside, and he didn't fool around. He took off to the outside, saw a running room, took advantage of it, knew where he had to go for the first down, makes an inside-outside move, and then slides out of bounds. A very smart play on a first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Jack Thompson does a very good job of running on the play.
Hank, does Coach McKay want him to look more to run, be a little more mobile? Is he working that way?
No, I don't think so. I think he just has to do what he instinctively does best at the particular time. That was an occasion where he had to run, and he took advantage of it.
First down now from the 32. Carver and Armstrong in the backfield. Thompson delivers on target to Giles. Jimmy Giles to the 39-yard line, a pickup of 5. Jay Brophy was over there. Giles just a superb tight end.
That was a good read on the part of Jack Thompson. They had double coverage on the outside. They like to do that an awful lot on 1st and 10 situations, which makes you forces you to throw the ball inside to either a tight end or a back.
3 as we start this second quarter. The Dolphins lead it 3-0 on a 33-yard field goal. Thompson now has hit 3 of 4 for 18 yards. Carver and Armstrong in the backfield. Thompson with time on target to Carver. He's out to the 45, and he shows that 9.5 speed that time. A first down. However, a penalty flag is going to be holding against Tampa Bay. Very well executed. And it shows you Carver's speed, his ability. He got outside. He's made a couple of fine running catches, but this one's going to come back.
The key to the play, though, Gary, really was the fact that the ball was thrown so well, right out in front, numbers high,
holding
out front.
Number 70, offense, still second down.
That's Kelly Thomas, the right side offensive tackle. There he is. Kelly just a big surprise last year. The 4th-round draft pick was their most consistent lineman of a year ago. Off to a slow start this year, coming on now, as is that entire offensive line. Penalty now makes it second down and 13. House, Carter, the wideouts. Giles, the tight end. Thompson with time. Broken up in the midair, and coming up was Mark Brown with the interception. House tipped it up in the air, and it seemed like it was up there for a long time, and Brown has the ball for Miami.
They're coming tough on the inside. The linebacker on the outside is blitzing. The ball, what happened that time, he evidently did not see the ball out in front. It hit his shoulder pad. He did not catch it in his hands, Gary. That's what happens. It hit his shoulder pads, bounced right up in the air, and was intercepted there by Mark Brown, number 51. That's a great illustration, I think, of the fact that if you don't catch the ball in your hands, that can happen to you.
That was Carter, not Kevin House, as we originally told you that it bounced off of. Franklin in the backfield on a first down for the Dolphins, inside the 35-yard line to the 34. That was the 3rd interception of the year this preseason by Jack Thompson. Dan Marino, who played at Pittsburgh. He was drafted in the 1st round, but believe it or not, he was the 6th quarterback drafted last year, and he exceeded everyone's expectations. Second down, 6. Protection is there, on target to Rose. He fumbles the ball, picked up by Cannon, and now coming up with it is Spradlin. Again, the defense so opportunistic, and the Buccaneers have
it. Rose coming. Johnson is blitzing on the play. Throws the Rose coming across the middle. Look at the good hit there by Scott Brantley. The ball is up in the air and is finally intercepted. Here we see it again. Look at the good pop by Brantley, number 52. It's picked up in the air, and Danny Spradlin, number 55, finally winds up with the football.
Well, they had Cannon had it for a while, Brown had it for a while, and Spradlin finally got on top of it. Sets it up now at the 38-yard line. Armstrong in motion. Michael Morton. Morton to the 40-yard line. Spinning move, and Bowser, 56, out of Duke. Started all their games last year at that linebacking spot. Drops Michael Morton. Be a gain on the play of 2 yards. It'll be second down and 8. Carver comes back in. Carver and Morton, the 2 teammates out of Nevada, Las Vegas. Morton, a 12th round pick. Carver, a free agent. And what are the percentages of those 2 guys contributing as much as they have for this Tampa Bay team? Just across the 40-yard line. 13:25 to go until halftime. Thompson again over the top. Beautiful catch. Sensational catch by Carter. Don McNeil defending, and Carter looked like a high jumper.
They caught him in a blitz. Watch the people coming up the middle. Look at the blitz up the middle. They have one-for-one coverage. Jack throws the ball on the inside, and Carter, Greedy, makes a great catch. A leaping catch, number 87. Here you see him going right down into the post. The defensive back lets him get a little bit too close. That's McNeil, number 28. Gets him a little bit too close before he makes the turn to move.
32-yard pickup on the play. That was some move by Carter. Michael Morton has come back into the backfield. First down now at the 27 of Miami. Here comes Morton. And Morton still struggling. He doesn't want to give up. Finally, Lyle Blackwood bulldogged him down, but the little guy from Nevada, Las Vegas just wouldn't give up on the play. They're going to mark the ball inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. They continue to filter people back and forth as now Carver and Armstrong come in, and Morton will lead. John McKay called this a full dress rehearsal. He's got to make a decision, cut 11 players by Monday, and then get ready for Chicago. Second down and 6. Thompson back. There's another excellent catch. Carter had it. They're going to rule a completion as he went out of bounds, and he's made 2 grabs that are just highlights of this preseason.
Here you see him coming off the line of scrimmage, gets a free release. Brzezinski, the linebacker, is going out in the flat area. And McNeil again, number 28, is the defensive back, and they throw in front of him, makes a great catch on the outside. And another first down.
Some people watching their replay probably wonder why the ball wasn't live. It's because he came down out of bounds, and then it got loose. And so it's their ball after another completion, another first down, now at the 12-yard line. Thompson on a rollout, and excellent job by Bowser, 56. Thompson had a man in the corner. He couldn't clear for him, and then Bowser was up there to make the stop.
The thing that happened, they had the play well scouted. You have to give Miami a lot of credit for that, because in 2 or 3 games that we've seen, they've run that play very efficiently, one for a touchdown and another for a big play. So they had Bowser, the linebacker, out there. He was a cop. He was a policeman waiting for the play to come, and he protected against it very, very well.
Said well scouted. I don't think Don Shula leaves anything unturned, any stone unturned.
Well, I don't think John McKay does either. There's a good picture of Don Shula on the sideline right there.
Line of scrimmage now, the 17-yard line. They need to hurry. 3 seconds, so they'll have a delay. 2, 1, and they didn't get it off, I don't believe. Let's see, did he get a timeout? He did. Just in the nick of time, Thompson got the timeout. Now, one official may indicate he didn't. Let's see. They're going to talk to Thompson. Boy, if he got it, it was by a split second. We'll be back after this delay. To delay a game, Thompson did not get the timeout called in time, so you get the 5-yard penalty and also have a timeout charged against you. So the Buccaneers have 2.
Sometimes you wait that long. You know, the communication between a quarterback and the official, by the time he sees it, sometimes the time has expired, and I think that's really what happened on the last play.
So Thompson now will have a second down and 20. They need to get all the way to the 2.5-yard line for first and goal.
If they throw the ball, they got a good chance maybe to hit the guy in the slot on the right side in that zone defense. There he is. There he is.
Wide open, touchdown, Giles. Well, Coach, you sniffed that one out. You knew that was coming.
Well, you had to, if they read the defense right, he's the guy in the slot to the left of the picture here. They're playing a double zone, and the middle area has got to be open. He went right down the middle, and the ball was thrown beautifully by Jack Thompson. Jimmy Giles, the tight end, split the seam, and he's got that kind of talent. He went right in there. The play was executed beautifully. They changed the scoreboard, give the scorekeeper a little business, and they get 6 points on the play.
That was pretty. Giles with a touchdown grab. His first of the preseason. Capice, the point after, on the way. And Capice was able to get it. And Capice has been kicking very, very well. Give a lot of credit to his holder, Blair Keel. They've got a consistent man and has held all preseason long, and Capice hasn't missed.
That's the key. He read it right. The execution was good. They had a double zone, double covering the outside receivers, and the inside guy was covered by one man, and it's tough to do with Giles because he has such outstanding speed. He's big and he's strong, and he went right down where he had to go, and the ball was thrown right on the money. A beautiful throw by Jack Thompson.
He'll stretch that defense, won't he, when he runs like that? Here's the kick. It's going to be short. Joe Carter, the rookie out of Alabama, has it, and a penalty flag is thrown as he makes it to the 25-yard line. Carter has been a real surprise for this Miami team, a fourth-round draft pick. Mark Whitty was down there again on the special teams. A penalty against Miami. Illegal use of the hands.
Illegal use of the hands, number 96, receiving team, first down.
You know, year in and year out, the Miami Dolphins have fewer penalties than anybody in the National Football League. Look at this. 6 plays, 62 yards. Time of possession, 3:37, 7 points. 22-yard pass, Jimmy Giles.
And as an end result, the Buccaneers lead it 7-3. There's Marino's effort thus far, 5 of 7. And a blitz. They're running away from it, though. Franklin able to make it out to the 18-yard line. Cecil Johnson, 56, made the stop. They were blitzing from the back side, but they ran away from it.
Well, the thing, you know, really, that's an opportunity a quarterback has to take advantage of. They had one-on-one on this side, and they had the other side overloaded, and he had a good chance to take advantage of the defensive structure, but he didn't. He ran a counter play, and the response to the defense, again, was very outstanding.
At the 18-yard line, brings up 2nd down and 8. There's Rose, 80, shifting around. The tight end. Nathan in the backfield. Marino, there's that quick release. And Nat Moore scoops out to the 40. He has that incomparable quick release. You saw it took just a flick of the arm.
The linebacker did not knock him off course in that 5-yard area. That's what happened. He ran right in front of the linebacker. Look at that, and he didn't get a hit. That's why he popped wide open in front of the linebacker and in front of the defensive back, and the area was wide. There you see it. There you see it. Ran in front of Hugh Green that time, number 53. And normally in that 5-yard area, you really got to give him a little massage, or else he's going to get a good open area between a linebacker and a defensive back.
Scott Brantley eventually made the stop. A 22-yard completion. Marino again, and this time not able to hang on. Woody Bennett, however, penalty flag. It looks like holding against Miami. Leroy Selman was putting some pressure on, and they may have been hanging on for dear life. I think if there's one outstanding characteristic about Marino is how quickly he gets rid of the ball.
Holding, number 79, offense, still first down.
That's who it is. Giesler trying to hold up Leroy Selman.
I tell you, there's a lot of tackles in the league, left tackles in the league that caught for holding, trying to block him.
You've said it so many times before. Green and Selman, they don't come any better than those two.
Look at it on the left side. Watch Giesler, number 79. He's got the hook cleaver on him. Look at that. He's got the hook on him, and the official sees it. A lot of times they don't see that.
That would have been hard to miss. 1st and 20 now. Tony Nathan, and he's hit hard by Johnson and Brantley, both of them there.
It would have been hard to miss, but they manage.
You, in your lifetime, you've watched go by the board, huh? They didn't pick it up.
Well, we squeaked a little bit on occasion.
You massaged them a little bit, huh? From the 35, Marino now 6 of 8, 63 yards. He got 5 of those back at 2nd and 15. There's your time and your score. The Bucks, with a 22-yard touchdown pass, has the lead. Two setbacks, Bennett and Nathan behind this man, Marino. Bennett, he had a ball up in the air, and Danny Spradlin about took his neck off. We have a penalty flag.
That was typical of the fact that he hasn't played all preseason. The tight end, Rose, was wide open in the middle, made up his mind that he was going to throw the ball to the back, and never looked at the tight end. Had he thrown to the tight end, it would have been a big play.
Well, that was a concern of Don Shula, was the lack of activity for Marino, but give some credit to the...
Holding, number 57, offense, decline.
That's Stevens, the all-pro, but started to say, give the defensive line some credit. Tampa Bay is really putting some pressure on. They've had to hold twice now on this drive. Buccaneers, who last week gave their first unit defensively a rest, they came out here today and they're causing some havoc out there. Jim Jensen now into the ball game. Ceplo leads. They have 9 seconds to get the snap off on a 3rd and 15. A little handoff to Nathan. And he advances across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Beasley Reese, the veteran over there. That's Joe Carter, I should say. Number 23 carrying the ball. And they're going to have to kick it. The crowd here into this defensive effort.
That kind of a play, Gary is a kind of a waste if we can possibly break it. But they don't want to make a mistake and provide the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with good field position with some kind of an intercepted pass or some kind of a fumble recovery.
There's Roby. He'll kick to either Holtz or Theo Bell. They're back at the 15-yard line. 7:24 to go in the first half. Big rush. Almost blocked it. Almost got it. Fair catch at the 20, and it's loose. And recovered beautifully by Theo Bell, but an anxious moment for Tampa Bay.
4-7-4 hang time. Up there a long time.
That was Cotney that almost blocked the kick. And Roby telling him about it. He got this off, and it went 47 yards. He almost had it blocked. Tampa Bay almost gave the ball up on the punt. Michael Morton carries it. Hank, that brings up an interesting point about punters.
Yeah, they can't go through the drama school and act like they were hit on a play and pretend they were penalized, because if that's the case, the official will call a penalty on the situation that has been in the past.
So all the theatrics have been thrown away. At the 19-yard line, a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Mike Charles is in there defensively along with Bill Barnett at the defensive ends now for Miami. Thompson's effort for the night. Here's Morton going wide. Gets around Brzezinski, and help arrives. Don McNeil is over there. Michael Morton inside the 25. We have a man getting up slowly now for Tampa Bay, and that is Kelly Thomas. There's McNeil, who made the stop. Going to bring up 3rd down still. 5 yards to go. Looks like Thomas is walking it off. Ron Heller now is going to come into the ball game. 73, the rookie out of Penn State, who's played so well. Baumhauer and Beaucamp now in there defensively.
You have to be impressed with Michael Morton. He gets right to the line of scrimmage and is able to cut parallel to the line of scrimmage and jump to the outside and still make yardage on the play.
Timeout.
Jack Thompson is used. Tampa Bay's second timeout. They have one left in this first half with 6:28 left. Something wasn't right in the huddle. The Bay has one timeout remaining in this first half. Thompson is 6 of 8 for 82 yards, a touchdown and an interception at this juncture. Protection is there, and he's on target. Giles again. Giles is one of those guys that John McKay says takes about 5 seconds to get ready for a season. And he's ready, the way he's playing tonight.
Yes, and he's going to be ready the rest of the game if they continue to play the same kind of coverage. That time they had a 4-man rush, and they throw the ball in the middle. That's where you've got to throw it. With that kind of coverage, Blackwood, number 42, finally makes the tackle. But if you're going to do business against this coverage, that's where you got to execute the business, in the middle to the tight end or either to the back.
You want to do that business, no question about that. Giles with an 8-yard catch on the play. First down at the 30-yard line. Morton is back in. Bill Barnett now in at the nose tackle for Miami. Here's Morton dancing outside. Blackwood is there, as are other Dolphins. Looked like he had was in his way. Brzezinski was also over there. Charles, number 71, weighs about 297 pounds.
You notice Michael Morton is looks much better running to his right. And the reason he looks better and more relaxed is he's carrying the ball away from pressure in the right arm, Gary, and it makes all the difference in the world. He's not handcuffed and is able to do more things with the free arm when he's running away from pressure.
Kelly Thomas has come back into the ball. Armstrong got in his way. Mark Brown was there to be sure he didn't go any further, and they may have lost some yardage on that play.
Boy, he really got straightened at the hole that time, talking about Edgar Armstrong. Looking through there, he was way, way too high, and anytime you're going to go through the hole high, you're going to get a little shot. And that's what he got that time.
This time, Miami will jump up there with a 4-man front on a 3rd down and almost 9 yards to go. Carver and Durkee now. Scott Durkee making his first appearance tonight. Played so well last week, catching 2 touchdown passes. Here's Carver. And he's got to be short of the first down by some 5 yards as he makes it to the 35. Mark Brown is over there again.
You know, the great thing about the defense of the Miami Dolphins is the fact that they can play a 3-man line or a 4-man line and not have to change personnel. Their linebackers, Bo Camper and Baumhauer, who plays in the middle, can play a guard position over the guard, and as a result, it makes it a lot easier as far as the defensive alignment.
When they have A.J. Dewey, they play him, 6 different spots. They move him all around. That's the reason they'd love to have him back. Garcia, high snap. He's going to have to hurry it, and he got it underway just barely. Just barely, and he gets a bounce. He gets a break. It goes inside the 20, and what could have been a disaster ends up being a very fine play at the 18-yard line. A high snap that time, and Garcia again, Hank, shows his athletic ability.
Yeah, look at way high. Look at how far off the ground he has to come. He's just concerned about dropping the ball, and he gets rid of it very quickly. A good play by Frank Garcia. Number 5, the kicker.
That ends up being a 47-yard kick. Look in the paper tomorrow, and you'd figure he had no difficulty at all as far as pressure, but he pulled that one off well. He did last week. He has shown his ability to scramble back there. Franklin and Nathan, the running backs, behind Dan Marino. 7-3, the Bucks with the lead. 3:34 to go in the first half. Marino completes the pass to 22, and Green and Stradlin annihilate Joe Rose. Rose out of California, the tight end. He had 29 catches last year. He paid for that one.
That time, the tight end is coming over across the formation and then cuts back out to the outside. Rose does. And the reason he does that, he saw the linebacker anchored in the middle, didn't want to continue to go, stopped, went to the outside. The young quarterback read it properly and got the ball right on the money.
And he picks up 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. Mike Washington now in at cornerback. John Holt has come out of the ball game. Marino stepping up, going deep. Intercepted, picked off by Cedric Brown. Brown, his 2nd interception of the preseason. To the 40. And he's all the way to the 32-yard line. There's a penalty flag, however, all the way back to the 38-yard line. Cedric Brown, who had 4 interceptions last year, his 2nd interception of this preseason, and earlier this year, you recall, he returned 145 yards. Uh-oh, he got illegal use of the hands against the Buccaneers. And you can hear the displeasure of the crowd.
Interference, number 23, defense, first down.
That is Castile, Jeremiah Castile. So forget the interception.
Boy, that hurts. That kind of a play. You come up with a big interception and then wind up with a penalty on the play, and they wind up with possession. That really hurts.
Let's see if we can pick it up, Hank.
Let's look for Castillo. Now you can't see it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you see it. He hit him while the ball was in the air. Gave him a shot in the back. Definitely pass interference. No question about it.
So first down. Marino and Joe Carter is hit by David Logan. David Logan out of Pittsburgh, a 6-year man. The alternate in the Pro Bowl, and as we mentioned earlier, vastly underrated according to one national publication, and he reacted well to that play.
Very accurate assessment, because he really is a great football player. And, you know, he's very conscientious, worked very hard. A couple of weeks ago when I went out to see the Bucs work out while they had the afternoon off, but he was out in the field working on it his own, which is a great illustration of how conscientious he is about his responsibility.
Marino on 2nd and 12 on a roll, on target, and paying for that one, Mike Washington. Boy, the Buccaneers are a little upset about that interference call, and that time...
There's another one.
Yep, there's another penalty flag. Holding this time, and it's against Tampa Bay. They're doing everything, but the penalties are not going their way. Tampa Bay is hitting some people out there, Hank. This is like the regular season right now. They're popping people.
I tell you, anytime they're out there playing, they play that way.
Marino having the options explained to him. Stevenson is center, standing behind him. 2-minute warning will be executed as soon as we sort this out.
Holding number 57, defense, first down.
That's against Keith Brown. The crowd's into this one now. We have the 2-minute warning. The Bucks with a 7-3 lead. Miami, though, on the move. For that last penalty, it's a first down now for Miami. The Dolphins stopped a couple of times, only to have the penalties bail them out.
And here again, I keep saying it, but boy, they're murder down in this part of the field. They really come up with big plays.
Bennett, Nathan, the running backs. That's Nat Moore in motion. Marino over the middle. Rose dropped by Beasley Reese. They don't have a lot of time. They do have, however, all three of their timeouts remaining. There's Rose who made that catch.
Quick release. He looks to his left and then throws the ball right inside between the inside linebacker and the strong safety, Beasley Reese.
Marino back. Penalty flags are going to stop the play. Looked like illegal procedure as they started out. You see the disgust of Cleveland Green, 74. That's what it is. So that 5-yard penalty will back them up. Stops the clock with 1:35 left in the first half. Again, Marino, you can see the earmarks.
False start, offensive line, move before the snap. Second down.
Being a little bit rusty. A couple of times out there, there's been some misfires, and Don Shula's been pacing the sideline, wanting him back in there. He's in tonight. And he's being challenged by this rugged Tampa Bay defense.
Well, they've got a lot of time. 1:35 with 3 timeouts. I'll tell you, that's a lot of time.
From the 30, second down, 6 yards to go. Marino stepping up. Caught. Beautiful catch by Moore. However, there's another penalty flag at the 35.
Cedric Brown was in good position and slipped and fell on the play, and that's why they were able to make that completion.
Here's another motion penalty against Miami. Well, they even up a little bit.
Last week against the Raiders had 16 penalties, and I think the Dolphins has 6 or 7. And everybody in the league...
Illegal motion, number 85, offense, still second down.
I think everybody in the league complains about the fact that Shula is on the competition committee and doesn't get nearly the calls that he should. Maybe they're trying to make up for it over last week. I don't know, but they're calling a lot of them tonight. Here you see the receiver come off the ball prematurely, and that's why they called it.
Hey, wait a minute. Back up now. He's on the competition committee.
That's right.
And so he goes in now and has the vocal stand each week and can get some things kind of manipulated?
No, I don't think that people just assume a lot of things that really are non-existent. But I just said that's what they say about the Miami Dolphins situation and why they are not penalized more than they are. And mostly the coaches are saying that.
Interesting. 2nd and 10 after the 5-yard penalty in the corner. That was close to connecting with Jimmy Cephalo. Cephalo coming back from surgery, and another penalty flag holding against Miami, and they're just going the opposite direction. Again, Marino was dumped, even with the hold, as the pressure is coming. Wonder if that pass would have been completed had he had just a little bit more time, because Cephalo wasn't that far away from making connections.
Holding, number 74, offense, still second down.
That's Cleveland Green, a backup tackle from Southern. See Nat Moore putting the headgear on. He'll come back in with 1:19 left. Now it's 2nd down and 20.
I tell you, Don will use this a good advantage and say, there, you think I'm on the competition committee, and that's why we don't get very many calls. Look how many calls we got against Tampa.
But this is preseason, though, see?
Yeah, that's right.
Boy, you coaches are all alike, aren't you? You suspect that other guy.
Here we go.
From the 45 of Tampa Bay, and here's a little pass forward to Nathan. It's fumbled. Tampa Bay has it. Wait a minute. That will be ruled incomplete, the same as a forward pass.
That's right. It was. You know why they ruled it as a forward pass? Because that's what it was. It was a forward pass. They lateral the ball forward, and they call it a forward pass.
Third play. Silver Deluxe in Cozumel in Cancun, Mexico. February 3rd.
Here we see it again. It's the old Dallas option lateral play. There you see it. Throws it out in front. He bobbles it, the Alphonse Gaston routine. The ball is fumbled, but really it's just nothing more than a forward pass. Looked like it had a little peanut butter on it that time.
They're playing like the regular season right now, aren't they? They're putting a few wrinkles in. 3rd down and 20. Look at that on 3rd down conversions thus far. 1 of 7. Marino trying to get some of it back. Cephalo will make it to the 38, way short of the first down, about 12 yards. Cecil Johnson, the veteran from Pittsburgh, and Brantley.
Timeout.
Made by Scott Brantley.
Miami.
First half by the Buccaneers, holding Miami to 39 yards on the ground, giving up only 119 yards the entire first half. And Hank, if they hadn't had that turnover, Miami might not even be on the scoreboard.
You're right, because they've talked about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's a touchdown to Jimmy Giles, a beautifully executed pattern. Plenty of time to throw the ball right down the middle. Jimmy Giles.
Mentioned Jack Thompson in the first half. There he is, 7 of 9 for 90 yards. And he also showed mobility running with the football. Penalties, a lot of penalties, a lot of them occurring in that second quarter of play. Time of possession, the Buccaneers with that advantage, and we'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. Bill Capice will kick it off. This is Joe Carter back deep now for the Dolphins. 7-3, Tampa Bay, a short kick. Carter will take it to the 18-yard line. And Keith Browner, the top pick this year in the draft in the second round from USC, took him down abruptly. So Capice that time not getting the ball up at all, and good field position now for the Miami Dolphins. Well, let's see what the quarterback situation is. It's still going to be Dan Marino. Don Strock will see some action before the night is over. First unit defensively in there now for the Buccaneers.
And the first offensive unit for the Miami Dolphins is in there, too.
Line of scrimmage at 27. Marino in that first half had to work for everything. He gives off to Franklin, and a bruising back. Very close to the first down. Leroy Selman eventually there.
Nothing but a straight ahead play with people reaching for their blocks. They get a cutoff, and Franklin, number 37, reads it very nicely. Beasley Reese, number 43, comes in and helps on the tackle.
Boy, Dwight Stevenson, we talked about him, Hank, as being kind of the standard by all centers. He really threw an excellent block on that play. First down, just short of it. It'll be second down coming up now. An offensive line for Miami. They've got some veterans up there. Newman's been around 12 years.
Yeah, they've got a good, and they work together very, very well, a very cohesive unit. And, you know, the great thing about this team, talking about the Miami Dolphins, they go into a game with a plan. They don't deviate too much. They stay with a plan, and they try to make something happen. That's what they did last week against the Raiders, and they're going to try to do the same thing here this evening.
Second down, a yard now. Just underway in the second half. Marino gives to Franklin, and he winds his way to the first down. Good reaction that time by Franklin. Started right, comes back left. Cedric Brown up to make the stop. Franklin, a fourth-year man. He was their number 2 draft pick in 1981, and in 82 he made the Pro Bowl.
I think this is a great illustration of what happened at halftime. Shula just told his team, listen, we just want to get ahead on somebody, 7-on-7, block somebody, and make something happen, and we'll get yardage, and that's what they've done so far in the first 2 plays of the second half.
Miami, one of 4 unbeaten teams coming into this last preseason weekend, and here is a give to Franklin. Nothing fancy about this. You just said power football, and another first down for the Dolphins. Eric Laxo threw the block ahead of him.
All they want to do is the right tackle that time pulled on the play, and got a good trap block on the defensive end. Eric Laxo was the tackle who pulled on the play.
12-yard pickup on the play, sets it up at the 45-yard line. The initial drive of the second half. Nathan and Franklin in the backfield. Marino's got some pressure, and he had to get rid of it. I don't know who that was for. I guess more. Beasley Reese came in his face and completely messed up that pass pattern.
Watch Beasley Reese blitzing from his strong safety position. He gets elevation, gets up in the air. Watch him. Here he comes free, and he leaps. You see, and Marino has to try to throw the ball in the open area, and he does. It hits the grass.
Boy, what a steal Reese is from the Giants. They'd like to have him back. Did you see where Lawrence Taylor was complaining the other day that he was let go?
Oh, he's a good player. I tell you, he's a good player, and he's a smart guy. Smart player.
Second down 10. Well, he had 8 interceptions last year, 6 with the Buccaneers. Marino on second and 10. Broken up. That was Brantley, Scott Brantley, and I can't get over, Hank, how he gets around the passes.
Well, you know, they have a strong tendency from that triple wing formation. They have a back-in-the-back deal, a split in on the left side, and they want to throw the ball left and try to hit him on a slant pass. Watch Scott Brantley. Look at it. He anticipates the play beautifully, tips it up in the air, and a lot of times that kind of a play is an interception. They've been using that formation since Bob Greasy was the quarterback, and they do the same things basically from it most of the time.
Third and 10. 4 down linemen now. Brad White is checked in up front for Tampa Bay. From the shotgun. Marino with time. And that's what he needs. He hits the man Duper, and Duper makes it to the 20-yard line. Boy, you got to hold your breath if you're an opponent. He gets in the open field. He's like a blur out there.
I'm surprised that they got by with that pattern because they had double coverage on the outside. Look at, he stays in the pocket very nicely. Look at, they got double coverage short and long, but in spite of that, they still were able to make the reception. Here you see him again, going down the field, breaks to the outside. The ball is delivered right on the money, right on the numbers. Here's John Holt, number 21, coming up, missing the tackle. Cedric Brown, number 34, was in front of, but they let him get by with it.
25-yard completion. This time Franklin can't hang on. That's an interesting point you bring up, Hank, on that last play about Marino. If there's any one thing that he got in trouble in college is he thought he had too much athletic ability. He'd throw into double coverage because he thought he had enough on the gun to do it.
Well, that time there was space, and that's how deceptive double coverage can be sometimes. You look over there and say, we're not going to throw there because it's double coverage, but there's so much room between the safety man and the corner that there is a lot of room if you put the ball in there precisely right. That's what he did that time. He had enough room, made the play.
Second down 10. This is where the Buccaneers get tough from the 20-yard line in.
Now they got the same formation again. Now they might hit the back. See if they hit the back.
Marino, caught. That's Cephalo outside the 5 of the 6. Jeremiah Castile made the tackle. However, we have holding, I think, and Miami's going to come back.
See, he's got plenty of time to throw the ball. Not enough rush. Throws the ball inside. Cephalo comes back for the ball in front of Castile, but there's a holding penalty on the play.
Holding, number 57, offense, still second down.
That's the second time that Stevenson has been called for holding, the All-Pro, and that's the reason they had a lot of time, I guess.
Well, I tell you, the other thing is, you're going to hold Logan. You better hold him because he's tough to get, and he's very active, gets good penetration, and it's easy to understand why Stevenson, the great center that he is, was holding on the play.
There he is, 57 out of Alabama, fifth-year man. Second down and 20 now from the 30-yard line. 7-3, Tampa Bay with the lead here in the third quarter. Marino. The ball looks a little wobbly, but it's caught. Caught beautifully by Duper. Duper had 51 catches last year. He has 4.340 speed.
That's a great illustration of not enough pass rush and a beautiful throw. You're not going to ever stop a perfectly thrown ball. Watch that. He gets rid of the ball just before he gets a shot in the back. The ball is right on the money, and Castile is playing defensively on the left side, and he throws right in front of Castile. And again, a beautifully thrown ball. Nothing you can do about that.
They needed 20 yards, and they got it for the first down. Duper has 3 catches for 56 yards.
You don't see that happen very often against this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team to get 20 yards on one shot, especially in this part of the field.
Well, they still aren't in. The 10-yard line. is where the Buccaneers have been very difficult.
Now they're going to, let's see, they're going to try to
The
throw it
blitz,
right.
Hugh Green. The ball is fumbled, and Tampa Bay's got it.
Watch the hit. Johnson's blitzing on the outside, but look at the backside. It's got to be Hugh Green, number 53. Watch Hugh Green, number 53. And the fumble recovery, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball on their own 20-yard line. Again, great illustration of how tough and dogmatic they are in that scoring area. I don't think there's a more tenacious team in the league than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this area of the field.
Hugh Green jarred it loose, and John Cannon recovered the fumble at the 20-yard line. Steve DeBerg is in for the first time. First down, still a 7-0 or 7-3 lead. In motion was Jay Carroll, and the pass complete to Kevin House. First down. This crowd is really having some fun. We've had some action in this football game.
Here's another shot, a slant pass between a linebacker and a defensive back. He delivers it nicely, slides a little bit to his left as he throws the ball, and gets it right inside, right on the numbers.
13-yard completion. Ernie Roan now has come in. He's been out with an injury, the veteran linebacker, number 55 for Miami. So DeBerg, see his stats thus far, completing his first effort of the night. This is James Owens, and Owens, nice nifty bit of running, but there's a penalty flag at the 35-yard line.
And they've got the number 1 offensive line in the game.
Going to be holding against Tampa Bay. James Owens, some very fine footwork, but that's going to go for naught. They'll bring it back.
Holding, number 86, offense, still first down.
That's Jay Carroll, the rookie tight end out of Minnesota. Jay, a very pleasant young man, very active in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And, you know, last year, he had a long year at Minnesota. They lost their games by an average of 36 points.
Here we see the holding. You see it right there, the grabbing by the tight end, Jay Carroll, number 86.
So now it is going to be 1st and 20. Morton, and coming in, Scott Durkee. Here comes Morton. Boy, he gets through there in a hurry to the 25, 26-yard line. Baumhauer, 73, and on the tackle, along with Bowser. They bring up second down, and still 17 yards to go.
You know, John McKay and his coaching staff are very fair with these players, and he puts in the second quarterback, Steve DeBerg. But along with that, he keeps his first offensive unit in the game, talking about the linemen, so he has an opportunity to express his ability and skill in the same manner with the same people as the number 1 quarterback, Jack Thompson. So it provides him with a very even chance to make this play.
They're going to have to hurry 1 second, and they did not get the play off again. We're going to have a delay of game, I believe. You know, I don't think the officials even spotted this when the clock expired, and no one did anything. But as you look up, you can see a 0 on the scoreboard clock. That'll be 5 yards. That's twice that's happened now.
Well, I think
Delay, offense, still second down.
teams all over the league are using a lot of timeouts because of the signaling of the plays from the sideline to the quarterback, and sometimes there's a misread of some kind. As a result, it takes an abundance of time, and they use too much time, and have to call a timeout or a penalty. And that's what happens so much of the time in professional football today because of what's going on the sideline, the communication process.
You see now the down and distance after the 5-yard penalty. Morton, Durkee in the backfield. DeBerg is setting up. And a beautiful throw to Kevin House. And House has the first down. How's that for coming out of a jam? Wait a minute. Another penalty flag at the 25.
It's against the Miami offense. The right end was offside. Camper.
I like the way DeBerg set up on that one. He had something on the pass. 24-yard pickup on the play.
Well, the smart thing was he didn't
Offsides, number 58, defense, decline. First down.
But see, the nice thing about DeBerg, he did not give up on the play. Even though there was a penalty, he stayed right in there, threw the ball downfield, and now they have the option to take the play or the penalty, and naturally they're going to take the play. A very alert play on the part of Steve DeBerg.
That was Beaucamper offside. DeBerg is 2 of 2 now for 37 yards. First down, 45 of the Buccaneers. DeBerg going deep. House waiting for a penalty flag. There is none. Defending on the play was Gerald Small. House had made contact with Small, or I should say Small made contact with House. No flag, and Tampa Bay partisan crowd didn't like that at all.
Play action, throwing deep downfield, one-on-one. Yeah, it wasn't a defensive call. The receiver ran right into the defensive back, and they got tangled up on the play.
They say they're both going for the ball. Is that the usual declaration on that?
That's usually the easy way out, yeah.
Anyway, it's 2nd and 10. That'll stir up that secondary a little bit, though.
Well, it makes them worry about the deep pass. Now they got to do something inside.
And here they try it. Scott Durkee didn't get that one untracked because Bowser, 56, was there.
I was really referring to some kind of a pass because of the coverage again. Double coverage on the outside. Great opportunity to hit the tight end or a back.
Boy, it's good to see number 50 in there in that offensive line. Steve Wilson, who's been out all preseason with that knee.
And he's
seeing his first action.
And he's doing a good job against Baumauer, who was a very outstanding nose man, number 73.
Horton out, Owens in on this 3rd down. Still 7 yards to go.
We might see a blitz here. They're all up on the line of scrimmage. Let's see if he changes the play and throws the ball outside.
Coming through is Baumauer. He gets rid of it. House almost had it. Making the defensive effort was William Judson. Judson had 6 interceptions last year for Miami. That led the team. He just had a remarkable second year in the league. He's out of South Carolina State. 4th down. Frank Garcia will punt, so they got the field position back anyway after that turnover. Garcia will be kicking across his own 30-yard line. Vince Heflin will go back now for the Dolphins. 9:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. A little high with the snap. Garcia hit it beautifully. At the 9, Heflin 15, and he stretches it out to the 17-yard line. 46-yard kick. Nobody in the National Football League kicking the ball any better than number 5. 7-3, the Buccaneers with the lead. 50.4. Marine left linebacker in place of Cecil Johnson. The line of scrimmage, the 18 for the Dolphins. Franklin and Nathan, the running backs. 7-3, Tampa Bay. Marino looks one way, shoots at the other, and very closely to the ball again was Scott Brantley. He may have missed his calling. He should have been a receiver of some type. All over the place.
It's a wonder he's not wearing gloves.
Scott Brantley with 2 interceptions. Has been close on 2 others tonight. Remarkable story. There was some debate whether he'd ever play after he sustained a head injury at the University of Florida. After several tests, Tampa Bay thought that he could get the job done, and he has. Drafted him in the 3rd round in 1980. 2nd down, 10. Marino quickly to Rhodes, and Rhodes dumped by the man we were just talking about, Scott Brantley. Scott Brantley is sideline to sideline.
That was a man-for-man coverage that time. The safety man comes over there in good shape to make the play, Beasley Reese, but missed the tackle in the open field, or else it would have been played beautifully. They had the right man at the right spot, but they just missed the tackle.
Jim Jensen and John Chesley, a rookie out of Oklahoma State, come into the ball game. 3rd down conversions not going Miami's way. 3rd down and 1 yard to go.
They love play-action passes in this kind of a situation. See if they do it again.
Marino going for the 1st down, and Franklin fumble the ball at the 30. Tampa Bay says they have it, and they do. That is Cedric Brown, 34. This defense is creating some problems. They are making things happen. And the Buccaneers will have the football at the 30-yard line with 8:14 to go in the third quarter.
Job of executing the plan of Coach John McKay.
Miami now has had 3 fumbles. They've lost all 3 of them. Tampa Bay with 2 turnovers. Morton in the backfield, first down from the 30 of Miami. Steve DeBerg at quarterback. Here's Morton. To the 25. Hank, that was interesting on that play. You've been talking about Morton. He had a little trouble putting that ball away, didn't he, in that left arm as he came this way. You were talking about he likes to go right.
No, he likes to go left, but he normally carries the ball when he runs right in the left hand, the left arm, and now he's doing a better job of carrying the ball in the right arm when he runs right. His natural tendency is to run left or right with the ball in the left arm. That time he had it in the right place. He just didn't have it secure.
Okay, I got that correct now. I think I understand all that.
I'm going to send you to fumble school.
Second down, 4 yards to go from the 24. Here he goes again. Just short of the 20-yard line where he needs to go for the first down. Morton dropped there. Number 53 is Jay Brophy. He was kind of the tough guy in that Miami defense last year that led them to that national championship. The leader, he's out of Akron, Ohio.
And they like him. They like him, as I mentioned earlier. They like him better than they do Jackie Schiff, their #1 draft choice.
Morton out, Owens in, as is Scott Durkee. From the 21 now, 3rd and 1. Buccaneers touchdown, a 22-yard pass from Thompson to Giles in the first half, and then a 33-yard field goal by Von Shulman. 3 tight ends are in on this play now for the Buccaneers. Diving. Owens, he's got it. That's becoming a specialty of number 26. He scored a couple of 1-yard touchdowns earlier this year, and watch him on this one.
Well, he got hit in the backfield that time, and he spun and did a somersault and went over the top. That's what happened on the play. It was a good defensive play on the part of the Miami Dolphins.
Leading him in there was Scott Durkee, and Ernie Roan made the tackle. You know, you wouldn't think a sprinter type like Owens would be the kind of guy to take it inside. You'd think it'd be a big, burly fullback, but he's got it down to an art form. First down now at the 20-yard line. Carter and House split out. Play action to Bird. Durkee can't quite get to him. Berg a little upset at himself, had a little too much steam on the ball.
Now, he hurt himself too much on that last play, Gary, I think, and he got rid of it just a little bit quicker than he should have. And that happens a lot of the times on that kind of a play action pass, because you're out there all by yourself, you've got plenty of time, and as a result, you unconsciously hurry yourself a little bit, and that's what happened on the play. Should have been a completed pass had he thrown it properly.
Hank, do you remember when DeBerg was playing for San Francisco and he heard his voice and they had to put a voice amplifier in his uniform?
Yes, I did one of the games. Went out to watch him practice and was there the day he put it on.
He couldn't even, he was completely hoarse. Second down, 10 from the 20-yard line. Broken up beautifully that time. That was Robert Sowell, 45. Carter was the intended receiver. Sowell has 3 interceptions in the preseason, had one last Sunday against Los Angeles.
Boy, he played that well. DeBerg gets back into the pocket nicely, favors the right side just enough to get rid of the football. But look at that, they got double coverage on the play, and Sowell, number 45, really does an outstanding job of getting the tip of the ball.
Third down, 10. Carver coming in. Check that. Carver is coming out. Owens is coming in. There's Sowell, the man out of Howard. Played only 1 year there. Had to leave because his father suffered a stroke and had to help support the family.
See what happens here. We might see a play to the tight end again.
DeBerg on
there
3rd and 10 over the middle, and Carter had it for a moment, but defensively Judson was with him. 4th down. Judson, McNeil, Sowell, they have some excellent corners.
He made up his mind he's going to throw the ball inside that time. Jimmy Giles made an inside-outside move for the post, for the corner, and was open had he seen him. But the last time they were in that formation, he threw down the middle. This time they tried to cross him up, but DeBerg did not read it properly.
This will be a 38-yard field goal. Capice is 2 of 2, his longest of the season, 42 yards. Blair Keel holding, and the kick is no good. Wide left. That's the first miss of the year for number 3. Bill Capice who Don Shula's son David held for in high school. 7-3. The Buccaneers still have the lead. 6:25 left in the third. A miss from 38 yards away. The kicking has been good, and a lot of reasons for it. The holder has been the same holder. Last year, remember, Capiz had 3 different guys holding for him. His first miss of the preseason. Marino now delivers on target to Nathan, and David Logan is there immediately. Logan seems to smell those screens, those delays, as well as anybody.
You know what happens? He reads the block so well. He knows exactly when the center comes off the ball or the guard comes off the ball at him. He knows what kind of a play it's going to be, and the result responds automatically to the play. And he's fantastic, really, of running parallel to the line of scrimmage, taking the right angle, and making big plays. He's terrific.
Bryson Manor is in now, replacing Leroy Selman defensively. Keith Browner has been playing this second half, still in at left linebacker. Second down and 10. Marino hits Cephalo, and there is Brown, a penalty flag. Hugh Green was there. I don't know if that's going to be unnecessary roughness or not. Boy, he was quick with that one.
I think he's going to be unnecessary roughness. A late hit.
There's a 20-yard completion, and they're going to tack on 15.
Here you see it. Marino back in the pocket, and that's a sprint play. Throws out to his left outside.
Personal foul, blood to the head, 34, defense, first down.
34.
I don't know, though. Did you see the replay? It looked to me like...
Anytime you hit the guy above the shoulder pads and hit him in a smush, you're going to get a penalty.
Well, let's see. Did he hit him in the smush?
Yes, he did.
All right, Coach, whatever you say. From the 45 now. That ends up being a long gainer. 35 yards. 30 yards. Nathan, the set running back. Marino's going for it. Underthrown, and Castile had inside coverage that time on Duper. Marino really did not have what he wanted on that football. That's uncharacteristic of Marino. He has a strong arm.
And Castillo was with him man for man. And sometimes with humidity like it is, even though you have the wristband on, you get a little leakage on the hand. Your hand's a little wet, and the ball gets slippery, and you don't get the rotation that you should. I think that's what happened on the last play.
You could see as he was standing there with hands on hips, that little fiberglass protector he still has on that index finger. Cephalo in the ball game. Matt Moore is checked out. 2nd and 10 from the 45. The blitz. Franklin avoids it, but he doesn't avoid number 53, Hugh Green. Fine open field tackle. Hugh Green just recently was picked on the all-time All-American team by Sporting News. An All-American from Pittsburgh.
Here we see the play again. Green, number 53. Watch him. Looks inside, gets inside. There you see him back it up, and then breaks to the outside. Good tackle. Even though Franklin was good and low, he's still strong enough to overpower him and make the tackle.
Good point, because Franklin isn't stopped very often like that. Green was there. He was equal.
And especially when you're that high. Green was higher than he should have been, and in spite of that, he still knocked him backwards.
Leroy Selman's come back in. Manor's checked out. 3rd down 9 now for Miami.
Blitz.
He lofts this one in the air. Duper along with John Holt. Incomplete. He just put that one up. Let somebody go after it. That's somebody being Duper.
That's what you got to do in a blitz. You know there's nobody in the hole. You got 1-for-1 coverage. You got a feast or famine situation. You got to go for the big play. You get about 10 chances, I think, Gary, in a game to get big plays. And if you hit on 3 or 4 of them, there's 21 or 28 points. And so you ought to win a game with that situation. But the point is that you got a chance to make a big play, you have to go after it. They did that time, and he didn't get the ball out in front like he should have. It was a great play by Johnny Holt, number 21.
Johnny Holt covered Kevin House when he was playing in college at West Texas State and covered that one very well. As Roby now, 4th down. Boy, he hit that one a mile high. And at the 21-yard line, Holt makes the fair catch. Roby, a little upset. He didn't get the distance he wanted on it. He certainly got it high enough. That's a 23-yard kick. From the 21 now, Tampa Bay leads it 7-3. In the 3rd quarter,
They still got the #1 offensive line in there with the exception of Farrell. Buznak now, number 77, is playing right guard. Everybody else is the same.
James Owens is in the backfield. DeBerg, the quarterback. Owens had it for a step, but that was all. Want to get him out there, that sprinter speed that he has.
Well, the thing the ball was thrown 40 against. See, the guy's running full speed, and anytime he has to reach down below the waist to catch a ball, sometimes it'll hit his knee and bounce out of there, but it makes a big difference, and that's why he didn't make that play. The ball was thrown a little bit too low. Had it been thrown at the numbers, he'd have made a big gain on the play.
Morton comes in for Owens, 2nd down 10. John McKay preparing 2 quarterbacks for the regular season. There were only 10 quarterbacks last year. The entire NFL has survived without injury. So you got to have more than one guy ready to go. And so today it's Thompson and DeBerg. Here's Morton, grounded immediately. Phil Barnett, number 70. Fifth-year man from Nebraska, making the tackle.
The Miami Dolphins have their top people in the game yet. They still got Bocamper. They've got Brzezinski. Here we see it. A read play, run to daylight. Tries to cut back on Barnett, but he has good position and makes the tackle.
3rd down now, and virtually 10 yards to go. House, Carter, wide out. Carter with 2 superb catches in the first half. DeBerg setting up quickly. Time to throw. Beautifully thrown and caught by Carter. Carter having one of the finest games of his career. That's 3 excellent catches by the Texas A&M product.
Boy, I tell you something. The protection was good, and DeBerg really hangs in there tough. Watch him step and throw, and he delivers the ball right over the top of the linebacker, right on the money. Boy, that's a great play. Watch Carter. Look at the cornerback on the outside, maintaining outside leverage. He goes inside. Right about the time as on the ball was on the money, the defensive back tries to strip it loose, but he maintains possession. Great throw there by DeBerg and a great catch by Carter.
Give to Morton. And Morton will advance it to the 45-yard line. Gerald Carter is just slowly but surely coming on his own. He had 48 catches last year. Prior to that, he only had 11 catches in 3 years. And tonight, he has really given some defenses something to think about. Jerry Brophy now has been shaken up. The excellent rookie linebacker for Miami. And so we have a timeout with 2:25. 7-3, the Bucks with the lead. The final tune-up before they play for keeps next week.
Quarter in the second half is the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have thrown the ball a lot more on 1st and 10. They've had it 7 times on 1st and 10 situations. They've thrown it 4 times. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
DeBerg with a 2nd and 8 with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Hits Carter again, and Carter very close to the 1st down. Roland Tatum made the stop, but a penalty flag. And it's going to be holding.
Might be Wilson.
Berg impressive on this drive, but right now, momentarily, the drive interrupted with the penalty. 10-yarder will be stepped off.
Holding, number 74, offense, still 2nd down.
Sanders. Yeah, I thought maybe it might be the center, but it was Sanders.
He's been playing very well, and you start talking about offensive linemen for Tampa Bay. Sanders and Farrell most often are offered up as maybe playing the best up there. From the 35, 2nd down, 18 yards. Wilson still in at the center spot. DeBerg, fine catch by Jimmy Giles. And this is what we talk about, his ability to run with the ball after he catches it, and he has a 1st down.
The impressive thing about that ball, it was thrown behind him, and he made the catch. Fantastic play. Did first things first. He caught the ball. Watch the way he catches this ball. It's thrown behind him a little bit, but he makes the catch, turns around, gets upfield, lowers a boom on the defensive back, but does a fantastic job, really, of catching the ball. First things first.
19-yard pickup for Giles. Giles started out so slowly this year with a groin situation. Last year, you might recall, he's late reporting due to contract difficulties, so he may come into this regular season the best shape he's been. 1st and 10. DeBerg scrambling around, gets rid of it, and almost completed to Giles again. And give a lot lot of credit to Berg that he even came up with an opportunity to get rid of the football.
Escapability, which is so important with the quarterback position. You have to be able to move by design and move when you have to. That was a great illustration of that on the last play, and he was lucky, as you say, to get rid of the football that time.
And DeBerg is not known for that mobility. DeBerg is a man who's figured in some very big games in his career, outstanding years. One year he threw for 3,600 yards when he played for Bill Walsh in San Francisco. So he has been through the league. Owens in the backfield, along with Armstrong. Second down and 10. Intended that time for Armstrong. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
They had a good matchup. They had him on a linebacker that time, and that's a good matchup, except the linebacker did a great job recovering on the play.
Well, that's typical of Miami linebackers. They all run well.
And, of course, I don't think Armstrong has overwhelming speed, and so it really breaks down to a fact that it is a mismatch because a linebacker, in this particular case, probably has better speed than Armstrong.
Scott Durkee now has come into the lineup. 1:04 left in this third period. Tampa Bay has never beaten Miami in the preseason. 4-0 coming in, but right now with the advantage. DeBerg, look out, the ball is loose there, and coming up with this Bill Barnett, number 70 for Miami.
Four-man rush, and Barnett, look at Barnett is coming inside, and he gets by the offensive center, number 50, and he gets penetration and falls to the football. Chris Bauer, number 56, also was involved in the play.
So that will give the ball to Miami at the 44-yard line. And the defense, which has been superb, will be called on again. Number 1 defense is in there, except for Manor and Browner. Browner's in at left linebacker again. Stopped by Hugh Green. Forward progress at the 40-yard line. Second down, 6. There's Cannon out of William and Mary. Now Spradlin getting up, limping a little bit. He had 25 tackles prior to tonight, which leads the Buccaneers. He's going to lead the ball game. Out of Tennessee, a 4th-year man. He and Brad White were teammates for the Vols and Johnny Majors. 2nd and 6 from the 40. Richard Wood now is coming at linebacker, replacing Spradlin. Marino. Hugh Green is out there. Joe Rose, the tight end. Green runs like a tight end. There's no tight end going to get away from him.
Green runs like a back. He gets a jam on a tight end. Look at him take off and pursue. Looks back for the ball. Makes the tackle. Overpowers the tight end. Runs him right into the ground. And now it's the end of the third quarter.
We've played 3 in this final preseason game. The score, the same as it was at halftime. Tampa Bay with a 7-3 lead.
It's the little things that make the difference that makes Publix.
It's the basket full of specials.
It's a speedy checkout, too.
It's the savings Publix gives us.
It's the helpful things we do.
It's the Swift's Premium Fully Cooked Smoked Ham, just 89 cents a pound. And this week, prepare a zesty potato salad, while a 5-pound bag of red potatoes is just 99 cents.
It's the little things that make Publix.
Mornings around here are like fire drills. Those are my 3 alarms. Currently, they are breaking the Olympic record for speed eating. And that's why I feel...
Miami Dolphins trying to go unbeaten for the first time since 1981, the 4th time under Shula. We start the 4th quarter. An opportunity now for the Dolphins. Second should make that 3rd down and 2 at the 36-yard line of Tampa Bay. Joe Carter, the rookie from Alabama, very close to the 30-yard line. He is a legitimate threat each time he gets a football. Keith Browner made the stop.
Now here's again a play against the trend of the formation. They normally throw the ball from this formation. Now they run a sweep with both guards pulling. Number 60 pulling on the play. Gets a block out in front. And, of course, Carter does a good job of running, and they pick up a nice gain on the play. Jeff Taves, number 60, was the guard pulling on the play.
Was a nice gain, a first down. Ray Perkins, I remember last year at Alabama telling me he thought Carter thus far in this his rookie year. Here's the blitz. Brantley. And Carter is inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Richard Wood, who's been sidelined with injury. The Bucs' all-time leading tackler was there for the stop. Second down, it'll be 8 yards to go.
And the number 1 defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We got Green still in the game.
Bryson Manor, however, is in there, number 75.
Yes, Bryson Manor is in there at the time.
And Keith Browner. I think other than that, it is the front troops.
Yep.
Now, of course, Wood is in there now with the injury.
Blitz.
Joe Rose is stopped by Beasley Reese. And Reese has made the tackle, but not in time before the first down.
There again, you got a blitz. You see Wood coming in the inside. You see Green coming in the inside, 1-for-1 coverage. And you see Beasley Reese with 1-for-1 coverage making the tackle in the open field. Watch it again.
It's Cedric Brown coming up on the blitz on that.
Yes. And here he is. He gets under control. He doesn't make the play. It's the bye-bye Blues. He goes all the way for the score.
First down now at the 20-yard line. Marino looking inside, trying to hit Duper. Hugh Green was there.
But Marino, the big problem he's having, he's not hitting very well tonight, too. That time the back of the flat was wide open, Joe Carter, and he made up his mind he's going to throw the ball to the split end. Carter was wide open on the play.
Hank, that's the reason Shula's going 4 quarters with him. He's not reading some of those defenses, and he's reading one of the best defenses in the National Football League.
But you can't expect anything more from a kid that hasn't played all preseason. It's amazing he's doing as well as he's doing.
From the 20. Boy, he's got some moxie, savvy. Over the middle. Touchdown and drop. Drop by Nathan.
But there's that same formation. That time the linebacker went out over the split end, and they threw the ball back right down the middle with the linebacker covering on the play. The ball was beautifully thrown, and he just dropped it. Look at this. Right over the top. You can't throw the ball any better than he threw it. Scott Brantley was covering on the play, number 52. And, boy, that's a tough match.
Nathan last year led Miami in receiving with 52 catches. He won't drop very many of those. Third down and 10. 4 defensive men up front. Selman has come back in. Logan, Cannon, and Brad White. Jim Jensen is in. Number 11, split out.
You got to throw the ball inside here.
Third and 10, Marino. He has Jensen, and Jensen appears to have the first. Wait a minute, the ball is loose. Tampa Bay's got it. Mike Washington comes up with it.
Watch the rush. Throws the ball. Look at that. Right on the money. Hugh Green makes the play. A hit from the side. Can't tell who that is. But Washington finally comes up with the ball. Mike Washington, number 40.
And again, another fumble. That's 4 fumbles now that's been created by this Tampa Bay defense. They've lost all 4 of them. Miami has, and that drive has ended. At the 10 now, the Buccaneers. James Owens, the set running back behind Steve DeBerg.
Look how deep he is. He's back there about 8 yards.
Here he goes. That's 5 yards out to the 15. Rodell Thomas, 54, made the stop.
But people wonder why. There's a flag down on the play.
And it's against the Buccaneers.
You know, people wonder sometimes why the back is that deep. That time they ran a counter play. And a counter play meaning that you take a step in the opposite direction of the way you're going to run, and you do that with the opportunity, give it the opportunity of the guard to pull in front so that you have plenty of room to run the football.
Holding number 50, offense, still first down.
Steve Wilson, a 9-year veteran out of Georgia, who's been a starter for the Bucs since '77 at that spot. former guard in college. So the penalty back to the 5, and now it's 1st and 15. Look at the penalties, Hank. 9 for 115. That's a bunch.
The Raiders had 16 last year.
The Bird trying to get out of there. Gets it to Owens. Got some running room. And Owens does a very fine job. Close to the 15-yard line. Roland Tatum, the rookie from Ohio State, was over there. So throwing from the goal line. Pick up 9 yards.
It's a very high percentage kind of a pass. He looks downfield. He hits the flanker, and the flanker is covered. He dumps the ball off to the back of the flat. And he delivered the ball nicely that time to Owens on the outside. And they got out of the suit in pretty good shape.
They still have 6 yards to go for the first down. Durkin has come in. Woody is checked out of the game. So the double back alignment this time with Durkin and Owens. Owens, they tried to strip him of the ball. He held on, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Good reaction up front that time. In particular, Doug Betters, 75. He had 16 sacks last year, 2nd in the AFC, an All-Pro. They got their first-line people in there. You don't think they want to win this game and be unbeaten in preseason?
Yeah, and that time they had Ernie Roan in the ball game. They didn't think they were going to play him, but he's in the game, number 55.
Tampa Bay's been 3 of 13 on 3rd downs. This is a big one here, 3rd and 5 from the 15-yard line. Carter out. Bell is in now. Theo Bell. Durkin and Owens in the backfield. Here's Owens. He's got some running room, and he's going to be close to the first down. He needs to get across the 20, just across the 20. Looks like he's going to be short. Gerald Small made the stop. Let's see where they mark it. No, it's going to be short. It'll be 4th down. So Garcia now will kick it. Boy, this crowd, Hank, they're buzzing here.
Well, they ought to be buzzing because they ought to be very excited about this, the way this team is playing here tonight, boy, especially after the defeat they had last week. And even though they had a lot of people, it's a great credit to coaching staff to have them play this well tonight.
Big crowd on hand. Here's Garcia. Good snap. Gets it off to the left-hand side, and the fair catch is called for and made. Bud Brown made the fair catch. 34-yard kick. Not one of Garcia's better efforts of the night with 10:17 to go.
Like anything else, you get what you pay for in tires. I'm Owen Mott of the Owen Mott Tire Company, and I'm so convinced today's Uniroyals are your best value. We're extending Uniroyals warranty. Buy any of these steel-belted Uniroyals. If the tires become unserviceable within 50% of tread life for 3 years, Owen Mott Tire Company will replace them free. You don't offer that without a superior tire, and we've got one.
Owen Mott Tire Company, going the extra mile to save you money.
Your 35mm camera can capture spectacular images on film. But can the place where you get your film processed capture those images on your prints? Eckerd can, because only Eckerd has UltraLab 35, which examines each shot for color and contrast, prints on high-gloss Kodak paper, sleeves your negatives, and gives you 30% larger prints. So if you own a 35mm camera, you need UltraLab 35, or you might as well use this, UltraLab 35 from Eckerd, when you're serious about 35mm.
An actual crowd of 53,023 on hand for this game tonight. Biggest crowd of the preseason. A final preseason game. There's Marino's efforts for the evening. He has a first down at the 47-yard line, his own 47. 7-3, Tampa Bay with the lead. Chris Washington in at linebacker. Over the middle, Joe Carter, and Carter has the first down. Chris Washington, 49, the rookie out of Iowa State, has been playing very well. In fact, John McKay told you he really likes Chris Washington.
Yeah, he really does. All the coaches like him. He's a hitter and a very aggressive guy. Here's the ball thrown to Carter, number 23. And he finally hit late by Johnny Holt, number 21.
Robert Thompson in the ball game. He had a broken toe last week against Atlanta, but still able to go. Second-year man out of Michigan. He's number 59. First down for the 43 of Tampa Bay. Complete. That is Nat Moore on the reception. And that gets it inside the 40 of the Buccaneers. Nat Moore says this may be his last year. This is the 11th year in the NFL.
Here's a square out pattern they threw early in the game. He goes down 6 yards, turns his head quickly. That's the key. But he slips in the process, and Jeremiah Castile comes up, number 23, to make sure he's down, and touches him to make sure he's down on the play.
Byron Braggs has come in, the man they picked up from Green Bay. He was on waivers. Out of Alabama, number 71. Manners out of the game. Cecil Johnson is back in. Over the middle, Rose again. Dropped by Beasley Reese. The Marino now just kind of picking away.
Washington 49's in the game also. There you see the rush on the outside. They dump the ball off to the tight end. Beasley Reese, number 43, comes in high and makes the tackle.
That's another first down. Sets it up at the 32 at Tampa Bay. 8.5 minutes to go. The Buccaneers with a 7-3 lead. Dan Marino's gone all the way. His baptism of this year. Dave Logan in at nose tackle. Woody Bennett breaks out of there, and Bennett has another first down. This Washington, who we mentioned, 6th round draft pick out of Iowa State, made the stop on Woody Bennett. We're moving the sticks.
Yep, here's a trap play, a nice hole. Bennett popped right through there. Good blocking at the point of attack, and he popped right through there for a first down. A nice run.
Dan Marino now over 200 yards passing. Woody Bennett out of Miami of Florida. Nathan and Bennett in the backfield.
And
First down.
Cannon Newton normally plays left end. He's playing right end.
There's a little inside handoff to Bennett, and he does something what looks like nothing to do with it. He brings the ball in the vicinity of the 17-yard line. There is Braggs, the man we mentioned. Byron Braggs, along with Perry Tuttle, picked up this week.
There's supposed to be a trap play again, but he can't make the move inside, jumps outside. And Wood, number 54, is also involved in the play, along with David Logan, number 76. Brad White now is on the nose of the center, number 90.
Logan coming out of there, 2nd down, 7. Marino with a lot of time. Overthrew his man, Nathan. Nathan inside the 5-yard line, and Marino that time just didn't have what he wanted on the football.
The reason he threw the ball badly that time, Gary, he was looking to his right to have the defense misread what he was going to do, and then quickly threw to the left side, but he threw before he was actually ready, threw it too soon and went right over the top, and that's the reason for the errant pass on the play.
Marino, the first rookie quarterback selected to start in the Pro Bowl, could not because of injury. Shows you what kind of a year he had. Selman is in now. Green has come back in. And Mike Washington. They want to hold here on 3rd down and 7.
Timeout. Miami
uses their first timeout of the second half. Tampa Bay has all 3 of theirs. Marino will go over to talk to Don Shula. 6:52 to go. The Bucs lead at 7-3. Police, it's 3rd and 7. You see the time left. The ball at the 17-yard line of the Buccaneers. Marino asking and receiving the first time out of the second half. And here we go. Cephalo is in, and Jim Jensen.
Well, they got 5 defensive backs in the game. They double the outside receivers, and they still have a safety. It's tough to do business against that thing from a passing standpoint. See what they do.
Pressure by Selman. Logan back there. Marino throws. Broken up beautifully by Beasley Reese. The wily veteran of 9 years was there when it counted.
Boy, you talk about covering a lot of real estate. Beasley Reese, number 43, is backing up into his zone. He breaks out of the pocket. Once the ball is in the air, he hustles like gangbusters to make the play, knocks the ball loose. But a great reaction on the part of Beasley Reese, number 43. Look at that. Knocks it down with his left hand and does not have his right hand on the guy's back, which is unusual.
The Giants going to rue the day they let him go. That was Cephalo, the intended receiver, and this is going to be a 35-yard field goal. Uwe von Schoeman, who's already kicked in this game, a 33-yarder. He could cut it to 1. And the Sooner is right there. 7-6. 2 field goals have been given up. This gritty, determined defense hanging on here. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in the preseason. 2-point lead, 7-6 with 6:40 left. That defense has given up 2 field goals. And the last 2 home games here with that first unit, Cincinnati in this game, the teams have had to work so hard to get anything on the scoreboard.
They got to come up with good field position on this kickoff return, so they have some operating room and they are able to use a lot more of their offense.
Michael Morton trying to get that field position and does a pretty good job of it out to the 29. He was second in the NFC in kickoff returns last year, second only to Darren Nelson. And at the 29, Tampa Bay protecting this 1-point lead with 6.5 minutes to go. Steve DeBerg will still be the quarterback. There's Durkin in, Ron Heller, Farrell. Also now Randy Grimes, number 60's in.
You know, the nice thing about, the impressive thing about this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team, to a man, talking to these players after the 4 weeks of preseason, they are all determined to a man to have a great season. They think they're going to be a good football team, and they're sure playing like it here tonight.
From the 29, first down, Morton and Durkin in the backfield. Here's Morton. And he's going to lose some yardage back to the 25. Durkin throwing the block and then trying to get it wide. He just couldn't keep his feet. Bob Brzezinski was there. So they back to the 25-yard line.
Second and 13.
It'll bring up second down and 14 yards. Gene Brandt, 80 into the ball game for the first time. Owens in the backfield.
The courtesy van will come to your rescue. Bill Curry Ford, the Bucks' favorite car dealer.
5:54, the clock running on a second and 14. DeBerg, excellent protection. Throws behind Jimmy Giles. After all that time, he threw it behind the man as the protection up front was just excellent.
Yeah,
Giles had some running room, too.
Yeah, he was reading deep, and then they had him covered and faded in good shape. He decided to come back and threw the ball too quickly, and for that reason it was badly thrown behind Jimmy Giles, the tight end.
Theo Bell, 83, now comes into the ball game out of Arizona. He and Branton are the wide receivers. Third down, 14 yards to go.
Well, we might see him try to hit Jimmy Giles now, right down the seam, and it's his zone defense. Let's see what they do. They had him open up one for a touchdown another time.
Did they get him offside? No penalty. There's a throw, deflected, incomplete. Branton, the intended receiver. I guess there is a penalty flag.
DeBerg's pass was intended for Gene Blanton.
The Dolphins were offside on the play.
Boy, that helps. Instead of having a fourth down, you're still alive. Got to give credit to Berg. He may have changed the cadence up there.
He sure threw the ball into a lot of folks.
Offside, defense, still third down.
Let's see if we can pick it up, Hank.
Yeah, I saw it before the ball was snapped. There you see it. The defensive right end coming into the area there. He moved prematurely.
That's Bocamper, I believe, 58. So instead of 3rd and 14, it's 3rd and 9. Or I should have said 4th and 19. They have new life.
Now they got a chance. They're going to hit a back or hit a tight end.
DeBerg with time. Look out. From behind, he goes down. That's Bowser, 56. At the 25-yard line. Bowser's played well tonight. Fine pass rusher. He had 6.5 sacks last year for Miami. And so Garcia will kick again. Heflin will go back.
You talk about two teams playing extremely well for 60 minutes on defense. Boy, these two teams exemplify how defense ought to be played. They're doing a great job.
Garcia, the last time, kicked 134. He needs a good one here. He did. At the 33-yard line, Heflin gets past the first wave to the 40. Dropped there. Adger Armstrong up to make the tackle. A 42-yard kick that time by Garcia. Now, wait a minute. We have another discussion going on. Do we have another penalty flag? I don't see it. But there is one. Tripping. There it is, back at the 30-yard line. For a team that really has played through most of this preseason with very few penalties, we've had a lot of them here tonight. This is going to go against the Dolphins.
Tripping, number 95, receiving team, while the ball was in the air. First down.
That's Ernie Roan. Timeout. 5:07 to go. The Buccaneers with a 1-point now for Tampa Bay as Miami comes up to the line of scrimmage, their own 23-yard line. They trail by 1. 5:07 to go. Dan Marino broken up by Hugh Green. No, Leroy Selman. It's either one of the two that are making the big plays all the time, and this time it was Selman. The 9-year veteran out of Oklahoma, Barry Switzer says the greatest player he ever had at Oklahoma.
You don't see him. Here he is. They try to block him low. What you have to do in that kind of a play, you have to try to block him low to keep the hands down. But he still got the hands up and knocked the ball down.
Second down, 10 from the 23. Marino straight back. Oh, what a catch. Is that going to count? Yes, they're going to give it to him, I believe. Nope, they say he's out of bounds. Duper almost pulled off a super-duper play on that one. Did he get up in the air for that one? Castile defending.
And Marino did a good job of escaping trouble that time. Watch him. Steps up into the pocket. But look at the flight of the ball. He throws a knuckler, and he throws it too high, which means he's got a sloppy wrist, and that's why the ball took off like he did.
You don't want to have sloppy wrists.
He's not going to spiral if you throw it if you throw it with a sloppy wrist. Just like your ball goes sideways when you hit it with a golf club.
Duper had 1 foot down, but not 2, so it was incomplete. They're down 10. Brad White is in. 4 men up front. Intercepted. Hugh Green. Green to the 20. Green to the 15. To the 10. To the 5. Touchdown.
Here's the replay. Boy, you talk about anticipation. Gets right in front of the receiver. Look at the good job he does of running. Gets through some traffic, changes the ball, determined to go into the end zone, and carries Cleveland Green right into the end zone for the touchdown. Look at this run again. Another angle of it. Missed tackle. And watching determination go right in for the touchdown and carries a big offensive tackle, Cleveland Green, with it.
Bill Capiz a point after. 14-6, Tampa Bay. Well, as we said, it's either Selman or Green that are making a big play. Selman bats one down. Green comes back with the interception. He took it 31 yards. And I would say that's a pretty good way to usher in the regular season, that kind of a play. You see that little shake he had there when he's running the ball, a little stutter step?
A little wiggle and a little shimmy.
Yes, sir. I know we've said this so many times, but there's none better than Selman and Green, and they just double-teamed that Miami offense that time.
And they talk about Selman and Green so much that they forget about Logan.
Yep.
And those good linebackers inside. Scott Brantley is really playing great football.
Capiz will kick off. Templeman is back deep for the Dolphins. 4:43 left in the game. Well, this has been a fun game. A lot happening here. That one may go out of bounds and will for the 5-yarder. Take this opportunity to thank some of the people.
Kickoff out of bounds. Offense. Re-kick. 30-yard line.
That we've been able to work with the past 4 weeks of this preseason. Our executive producer, Dick Daly. producer Ed Jones, our director Jim Dussel. The guys up here in the booth, the Taco King, John D. Sharoon, John Cook, spotter, and we brought in a real spotter here tonight from the McKay family, Rich McKay. Guys have really been helpful. We've enjoyed it very, very much. Rick Odioso, the public relations director, his assistant, John Gertis. Boy, they've really rolled out the red carpet to us.
Oh, they really have. They made us feel very much at home, and it's a lot of fun, and they helped make this broadcast the kind of a broadcast that it winds up being.
There's Green. He's really describing how he made that 31-yard run. Linebackers like to talk about those for a long time. The Taco King's enjoying this game over there. Did you see that? He quit eating tacos long enough to keep stats over here for him. Here's another kick. This one will be in the field of play. And here comes Heflin. Flag on the play. And is he hit? Oh, was he hit? Abu Bakr. Hassan Abu Bakr from Texas Tech. He wants to make this football team. Penalty flag, though. Clear back up at the 33-yard line. It's going to be holding against Miami.
Holding number 93, receiving team. First down.
They will not start with a good field position, and Don Shula may not start the regular season unbeaten. Line of scrimmage will be the 14-yard line. Dean May, the quarterback. So for the first time, we'll see Dean May. He's the rookie out of Louisville. He's a graduate here at Tampa, Chamberlain High School. And on the real edge, whether he's going to make this ball club or not. They already have Strock, Marino, and they have Jensen, who can play a quarterback spot.
Yeah, it'll be very tough for him to make this team with the situation the way it is in Miami.
Byron Braggs is in defensively for the Buccaneers. Straight ahead football by Tony Nathan. Well, Hank decision, we were talking about noon Monday, is when they have to be down to 49. They have 9 defensive linemen at present. They could hold 6 or 7. Your linebackers, you have 10 of them. They may have to cut to 7 or 8. They have 8 defensive backs. They might be set there. The quarterback situation seems to be pretty well resolved. The kicking game, maybe one more cut at running back. All those decisions will be forthcoming.
I'll make sure John McKay calls you to find out.
Well, I wondered. Yeah, if you want my help, let me know, will you? Second down on 6. Dean May going to run for the first down. May's a big guy, 6'5". He weighs 220 pounds. John Holt runs him out of bounds.
There's a good picture of him. That's that same play that the Washington Redskins have used so successfully with Joe Theismann. He's going to throw the ball, but he doesn't see anybody to throw the ball to and decides to run and really gets a shot and flies out of bounds like he weighs about 130.
He's coming back from some shoulder surgery back in October. Coming out of the ball game, Bryson Manor is in. Manor and Braggs, the recent additions in the last 2 weeks defensively, they want to be on this 49-man roster. From the 24, first down. Broken up, and that is Braggs. Braggs started the last 14 games for the Packers. Another one of those Tide men from Alabama. They've got a lot of them in the National Football League.
I got a kick out of Byron in his comments about leaving Green Bay. So they were crying. Watch what happens here. He gets penetration. There's Logan getting penetration. We don't get a good shot of Byron Braggs knocking the ball down. But it was funny. He said that a lot of people cried when he left Green Bay.
Especially his girlfriend.
Pardon?
Especially his girlfriend.
Yep.
Second down, 10. Brian White now replaces Logan at nose tackle. Broken out. That was Richard Wood over there defending. John Chesley, the tight end, the man who was intended for that ball to be thrown and caught by. 3:30 left in the preseason. You mentioned John McKay. I'm sure he will not call me to ask for my opinion on the cuts, but I want to thank both he and his wife, Corky. They were awfully nice to my family while I was here, much nicer than you were to them.
They don't know you like I do.
Third down 10. May back from the shotgun. And that one was broken up nicely at the 30-yard line. Good coverage defensively. They're swarming around Batman Wood again.
And Scott Brantley is still in the game, number 52.
Boy, there's a lot of highlights defensively in this game. It's almost hard to recap them. The fumble recovery, intercepted by Green, pressure by Leroy Selman. And go on and on. There's been a lot to talk about. And
well, that's the way you win consistently, Gary. You got to play good defense. They got to make things happen. They got to provide scoring opportunities for the offense. They got to reduce the size of the field for you so you don't have to go 75 and 80, and that's what's happened here tonight. That's been the difference in the game.
Boy, here's Roby's special. They let him kick the ball the length of the field. He almost does. Theo Bell eventually fields it. When Roby doesn't have to use technique and can just boom him out of there, he can be so impressive. And he got that one high, long, and deep, a 53-yarder.
You know why he fumbled that one, don't you know, Gary? Had ice on it. It's hard to catch a ball with ice on it.
Who's that man? Rip Van Winkle?
I think he's a kin of Dick Daly.
Number 60, Blair Keel. Now quarterbacking for Tampa.
Blair Keel now comes in at quarterback. Blair threw 2 touchdown passes last week. I asked him, I said, are they going to make the club? He says, I hope so. He says, I'll relax after noon Monday. Comlow, the other quarterback in contention, has been put on the injured list. Durkin and Morton will be his backfield. 3:13 left in the game. Here is Morton. He'll get out across the 30. Another penalty flag at the 25-yard line. Well, they'll have an extra day to get ready for the regular season. Playing this game on Friday night, and that can make a lot of difference, Hank, in your preparations.
Oh, it really does, with the healing process, you know, and also the preparation. And I tell you, they play a team that you need a lot of preparation for. The Chicago Bears do more things defensively. I think.
Multiple foul on the offense. Holding number 60. Decline. Holding number 95. Accepted. First down.
But they do so many things defensively that it takes a lot of time to prepare. And so as a result, they'll have a little extra time to prepare for the Chicago Bears.
You know, the Bears, for so many years, Hank, always used to beat you up, too, physically. You'd go in there, and the monsters of the midway, as they used to call them, they still have a little bit of that.
Yeah, but they're not going to be any tougher. They're not going to outmuscle this team, I'll tell you that.
It'll be 1st and 20 after that 10-yard holding penalty. Morton again, and he's not going to get back to the 20.
Michael Morton, the ball carrier.
I think Blair Keel's going to be a good addition to this football team, too. He's very versatile, fine punter, good holder, good quarterback with a good gun. He can make a contribution.
You know, we may have talked about this briefly before, but he has really helped Capice. Capice last year had different guys. He had Swider holding, Yuko was holding, they had Tyler holding. You need that consistency of the same guy.
Well, you need, the people don't realize, you know, they look at the kicker and they say that's the only reason you make or not make the kick, but it's a 3-man team with a center, with a hold, and the kicker, and everybody has to be precisely right, or else you're going to have a problem.
2nd down, 19, approaching the 2-minute warning. Blair Keel rolling around and almost caught by Branton. Coming back to the ball at the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Blair had a little bit more time to get on the outside and get his feet in a better position to throw the ball. And that's why he didn't have much on it.
3rd down, 19 with 2:18 left to go. Morton out, Owens in. So far, and hope it continues the last 2:18. Looks like injury situation's been held down here. Knock on wood. Rich McKay over here standing knocking on wood after I said that, but that's the last thing you need going into the regular season. Owens, big hole. Tough run by James Owens. Still short of the first down, but he picked up a lot of it. And we're going to move now to the 2-minute warning. 12-yard pickup by James Owens. 2 minutes left. The Bucs 14, the Dolphins 6. The preseason, 14-6, Tampa Bay with a lead. Look out! Look out! He's in trouble. He throws it around. Garcia had no chance to kick the football. None.
Problem again is a bad snap from center. It was too high. He had to leap for the ball again, Gary, and by the time he came down, there was too much pressure, too much penetration.
He at least averted a long loss by throwing the pass incomplete. So instead of having it at the 20, they'll have it at the 30. Let's look at it again.
Here we see it. Watch it. See, he's got to get up off the ground again. And look at the penetration number 54 gets. There's no chance whatsoever for him to make that play. And the Miami Dolphins have possession, 1st and 10.
Ken Kaplan was the guy that snapped it. You might recall in that Hall of Fame game, he snapped it over Garcia's head once. He's been pretty consistent since that time, but this time puts him in the soup. Dean May back to throw. Caught. And struggling forward inside the 10-yard line is Heflin. Hurry up now with 1:39. Castile defending on the play.
Brought down by Jeremiah Castile.
There you see him. He's got time to throw the ball, steps and throws, and delivers it right outside, even though to Vince Heflin, number 88, there were 2 receivers in the same area.
Looked like Castile going for the interception, and additional yardage then picked up by Heflin. 1st and goal now at the 8-yard line. Complete to the 1-yard line to John Chesley. 2nd and goal from there.
Jerry, I want to express my thanks and appreciation. It's been a lot of fun. Enjoyed it very much. Here's the replay right here. It throws outside to the tight end, and they knock him out of bounds. Jim Holt does, or John Holt. Here you see it again. Throws it to the outside. He's tackled there right about the 2-yard line. But I want to say that I've enjoyed it very, very much. Wish you success during the current upcoming season in collegiate football with Pat Hayden. I know you'll have a lot of fun, do a great job as usual. Good luck and best wishes, and thanks again.
You're more than welcome. 2nd and goal from the 1, Eddie Hill, and he did not get in. That defense just doesn't want to be scored on. They're approaching 30 seconds left. 3rd and goal coming up. They've been scored on twice by field goal only, and they don't want to be scored on again. 14 seconds left. Dean May, and May is waiting now for the signal. Touchdown. Dean May at 6'5", able to get it in with 8 seconds left in the game.
Dean May finds the hole on the right side. He's big and he's strong, gets through the shoulder pads in the gap and gets in there for the touchdown. It's 14-12, and will probably wind up being a 14-13 final.
Hank, you're talking so nicely about me. Are you going to give me the money back you took from me on the golf course now?
Yeah, I'm going to let it make some interest and give it back to you next year.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Don't, please.
So the point after cuts it back to 1, 14-13. But really, Hank, I know you're the best, and you and Dick Stockton will be doing the NFL on CBS and your Monday night football on radio. Look forward to following you and keeping abreast of what's happening.
Well, Dick Stockton and I will be doing television, Gary, and then Jack Buck and I will be doing the Monday Night Radio like we have in the past, along with Frank Lieber, Dick Stockton, and also Jim Kelly.
You're going to be busy this coming week.
It'll be a lot of fun. Next week I go to New York on Wednesday, Green Bay on Friday, leave Green Bay on Sunday, go to Los Angeles for the Monday night game, go back to New York for the Thursday game, back to San Francisco for the next game, and then back home, and then back to Dallas for the Dallas-Philadelphia game. So we'll be on the road. You talk about the night of the road, why, that's what we'll be.
Going to get a lot of mileage piled up. You can take a lot of free trips before this season is all over. 14-13. The old onside kick coming up here, huh?
If he doesn't, we really got to scoop. You know, 50% of the time the onside kicking team recovers a kick. You know, that percentage is that high. It's amazing.
What is it now?
50% of the time.
50%.
Yep.
See what happens here. He kicks it very deep. Tampa Bay gets on it, and that'll do it. That was an interesting onside kick. We got it down the field quite a ways.
Yeah, he kicked it over the top of the front line, hoping they could maybe get a shot at it, but they didn't.
And so, for the first time, Tampa Bay is going to defeat this Miami team in preseason play. They were 4-0 coming into tonight. Look at Sheila. I don't think Cat was the way he wanted to kick. I'm sure he wanted it a little shorter, bouncing around and creating some difficulty.
Yeah, you got to try to make something happen. You got to make it bounce off of somebody and hope that it bounces around, and you get a chance to recover the onside kick. The way he kicked it, they had no chance whatsoever.
Blair Keel will fall on the ball, and he will end the preseason.
Selection of his successor. John McKay has always been a gentleman to all of us at CBS, and we would like to wish him the best. He said he hoped he retired with a fat wallet and a smooth backswing. John, we hope you get both your wishes.
Amen.
Ask him how